Okay, welcome guys, welcome. We've got good kbps, kilobytes per second, which is good, up around 6,000. So it should be a fairly clean stream, I hope. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late. I'm just slightly late. I actually literally woke up 5 minutes ago, so I'm going to be a little bit groggy. That sometimes happens. I've never cut it this fine. I haven't even prepared. I normally go through like I usually have about half an hour at least where I go through things and sort of get things ready, and I haven't actually done that one. So hi A Strand and Bob and Dom UK, William Thomas and Hugh David. Welcome guys, welcome. And again, I've got nothing prepared. I've got one little thing prepared. Actually, what I should do is I'm just going to shuffle away part of my screen. Okay, that's all right. It's funny, it's small on this one. Yes, I haven't actually opened up the things I normally open up. So here we go. Here's the behind the scenes. We've just got the. I just make sure. Yeah, that's live. That's good. Just open up a new one. Open up Steam. This is my standard standard thing of doing. Open Steam up in through there, and then open up just in case we need it. The Steam DB. For the graphs, if we require that as well. So just got those in there. And then we can just sort of move in from that side. So yeah, Dominic has saying at least your PC is on. Yeah, I tend to leave it on actually. I tend to just let it go to sleep rather than turning it off. I find that so often the games load faster that way. So it sort of usually saves me a little bit of time. Hi Invictus, how are you going? Yeah, so look, one thing I did want to talk about, in fact, just bear with me, I'm just going to go and open up one more thing I normally open up, which is my giveaways, which is on another screen, so at least that's not, I may make a mistake with something, but I don't want to make a mistake here. Okay, just let me check out, because there is one thing I did want to talk about today, and that's Airborne Empire, and I've got a key to give away today of Airborne Empire, but I received this key probably a year ago. And let me have a quick look and see when it actually does release. Airborne Empire, here we are. Does it release today? Release date 14th of January, which is today. Okay, so it's going to release, it's either going to release very, very soon, or it's already just released. Now I'm not allowed to put up any sort of. So I'll have them as essentially there's the game that we're going to be giving away. But if it doesn't work, I'll just get whoever wins that when we do the giveaway. If it doesn't work, to let me know, and I'll basically get a. I'll give you. I've got two other giveaways, which I'll just give you. I'll give you something else if that's the case. But it's a bit of a. It's a bit of a fingers crossed that this will actually work for the giveaway. Here we go. Dave Flew saying, hi Daz, working my way through Nebulous tutorials. Yeah, isn't it an amazing game? Like, isn't that an amazing game? We'll talk about that as well, but I think I'll start off with Airborne Empire. Airborne Empire is a game that I have recorded stuff. I'll probably put that up either later today or tomorrow. And it's a game that has got, it's a city builder. I mean, you might even fire it up. I'll fire it up from where I didn't go much into the game for my recording because I wanted to sort of, I didn't want to sort of show away too much of it. But I'll go through the good, the bad, and the ugly for Airborne Empire. And yeah, it's got. I mean, every game's got a little bit of good, bad, and ugly, I guess, in the sense, that there's things that I like that you guys may not like, etc., etc. Like, who was the hero of the good, the bad, and the ugly? A lot of people end up liking the ugly, didn't they? All right, let's get into it. We've got the where are we? So my apologies. I've literally only just woken up, so I'm going to be all over the place for a little while. I normally also read through. It's downloading content. Sorry about this. It's doing it pretty fast actually, which is good. So this is just changed now for the launch. Yeah, I did have a. What I might do is I might just open up my Steam library as well. I often have that. I mean, it's there anyway. Yeah, I woke up 5 minutes before I was supposed to stream, and oh god, I'm supposed to be downstairs, like streaming. Oh yeah, is this saying Distant World's doing a nice beta patch? I'm going to have to look at that as well, because if that's the one I think it is, there's some really exciting stuff. Now, unfortunately, actually, I'm going to change that now as well. Age of Wonders 4 got an update as well. There we are for later on today. I'm starting to play Age of Wonders 4 again on my Twitch channel if you are interested. Airborne Empire is coming through. Let's have a quick look at the library content here, because that, if it looks like it hasn't launched yet, or maybe it has launched, but it does say it's coming today. And I think that people will like this. I think, it's sort of one of these things where it is launching, and it's launching in here and launching today. I'll just double check my betas, because I think that they may have now deleted the beta. So we go to properties, betas, and none. Yep, that's fine. Okay, so I did actually have a beta, so I could play it before it launched, and so I did my recordings with a beta version of it. Okay, so Distant Worlds 2, let's actually, mission queuing is back. Oh, I didn't know that. I was going to do, well, I've got the closed beta. I'm just going to go in and turn off a few things. Bear with me, guys. I'm not allowed to, there's stuff I'm not allowed to show. So what I'll do is I'll just go to properties, just so we can fire this one up. Betas, and I'll just go to the which one should I do? Beta 1285, I think that's the one. All right, so, and I'll just do this on another screen, because I just noticed there was something else I shouldn't have shown. All right, so I'll just, I've just turned that off. Right, okay, that's fine. So, if you happen to notice anything else that you shouldn't have noticed, I'm under NDA, so please don't mention anything. That's something, again, I thought, it'll be safe, I'll just throw it in there, but it wasn't safe, that one, slightly. So anyway, that's I shouldn't have said anything, because then maybe no one would have noticed. Electron didn't see that. Yes, no, you didn't see it. No one saw anything. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Anyway, so just ignore what I just did this then. But I'm going to update this as well. So the update is queued. I will download that as well. So if we have a quick look at the library again, downloads. I'll just put in the. Actually, where the hell is it? I'll download that now as well. Oh, it doesn't like it. Oh, that's complete. Okay, that's fine. Okay, looks like that's gone straight through as well. Well, hopefully that's going to work. So Tiger Russ is saying, has Slytherin stops live streaming? No, we've got our dates actually, which we start up. It should start up at the end of this week actually, or during this week. This will be they're all been away on holidays, and even when they're on holidays, we don't have scheduled live streams. I think it's sort of one of those things where. Yeah, I'm not sure why we don't. I don't know if there's stuff that they have to do when we live stream over there or not. I know that most of the other guys have been around, so we could have kept on live streaming, but they just don't do it while the company is away on their Christmas holidays. Right, so we got that one through there. We'll open up Distant Worlds as well and have a bit of a look at that one. But Airborne Empire, so that's actually, oh, hang on, I can't play it by the looks. Let me see what happens if I try to play Airborne. Oh, here we go. I just, it's opened up, that's why we can't play it, because it's already here. So, okay, so we're the Wandering Band, an international group of developers dedicated to fun. Thank you very much for playing our game. Still in early access. If you see any bugs, please report them by clicking the bug report button at the menu by pressing F11. Actually, I'll show you a little bit of the start of it. This is a little bit what I'm going to be doing anyway. Better yet, come give feedback and chat with the devs in our Discord. So the localizing the game, we'll just close that one in through there. So there's essentially, okay, let's go through the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's a really interesting game mechanic where you've actually got in fact, let's just go and I'll continue where I was if it'll allow me to do it, because that way I can at least sort of show what's going on. And so what we've actually got through here is I've got myself this is a town called Haven Mill, which is the first of the towns. When you first start the game up, you start off way back over there somewhere, and you then make your way through to Haven Mill. And so, and eventually you sort of make your way through there, I mean in minutes, not in terms of hours. And so what you have is you've got this city which is a floating city, so an airborne empire, and it's underneath it. It's got all this sort of like contraptions which sort of keep it afloat. So a big factor of the game is to actually have lift. You can see there we've got. It's got 60 lift in total. So 58 weight from the buildings on top, and then 60 lift. So to build anything else, I'm going to have to actually build more lift, is really what I need to be able to do. And so we've got a whole lot of different aspects about this particular one, where we've got, over through here, we've got a research tree. So researching upgrade for propeller. So there's 9 hours left on that particular one. There's I've got a build menu back in through here as well, where I can build paths. They don't actually add any weight to the the 0.01 weight that they add to the actual to the city itself, but they don't cost anything in resources. Then we've got different other aspects, like we've got production back in through here with an iron forge. This is the iron forge back in this side. We've got, again, lift components. This is the big fan. So it generates 10 lift by burning 2 per hour. Now you'll notice in there that it's kind of cost, it says in red there, 20 trees. We need 5 iron and 2 people. And so we can sort of look across. We've got 12 idle people. That's the important aspect in through here. So we've got 12 idle people. So that's something we're going to, so this fan is going to provide another 10 lift. So let's go and build that one now. So I'll just do that as a bit of an example as to what does go on. I can go into Haven Mill as well. At the moment we're in the nighttime cycle. Like, oh wow, I've never looked up to look at the constellations in the game. So anyway, there's constellations. There will be a sunrise, I think, coming from that direction at some point. So if we go into Haven Mill, we can then do different things in the towns. So we can go to the academy, which is sort of where we can get research. We can purchase blueprints if I go into there. And so this one will then give me 500. I've only got 187 coin at this stage. But I can pick up different blueprints for other buildings, which is actually really, really quite cool. So I get them from these towns. I'll just leave the market. I can then go and buy coal, food, wood, iron, the things that I can ultimately make myself anyway. But I can go and buy them from here if I want to, or I can also go and sell things as well if I'm wanting to as well. So I can actually sort of make money by selling. So this is one thing I can do with these little towns. Just go and leave. We also then have the tavern, and here I've actually recruited everyone that was here, so you can actually then go across and recruit people from taverns. And so this is what we have in this particular town. So we've just been sort of helping them. We'll just go and leave the town itself until we come back to our city, our floating city. Hi, Battle Mode, how are you going? It's a very attractive game in art style. It really is. It's a relaxing game, but with but it does have other aspects. If we go back in and have a look, I don't think we can see it there. We've got propulsion as well, which just makes us, that's what we're trying to get the propeller for at this point in time. But lift is the thing that we need right now. And to get lift, we do need to get the 20 trees. And we've got 7 trees at the moment, but not getting any trees. The way that you get your resources in this game is to find a resource. We've got a resource down through here, which is a forest. There's 105 trees remaining in the forest. If I just go and add in like 6 workers essentially, which is the maximum I can send off from here, I'll just unpause the game, and so they're going to now, it's now going to sort of send down workers. They'll start working there. They all leave. They've got these little aircraft, and they'll then bring back the wood, and we'll see that the wood will actually grow fairly fast. So as they come back in, they'll start to just pick up. In fact, yeah, that's fine with the forest. So the forest is, and whoops, I just gave it a move order. I do that a lot. That's one of the uglies. One of the ugly is that you do tend to tend to accidentally, because the right click is also, right click and drag is what moves the, like, you know, so you can sort of orbit and get your camera view. But right click and not drag is move across. So we move across to different locations. We don't want to be moving too far away from our location here. So we now have 19. We just need one more of these. Here comes the sun somewhere. But it's a very relaxing, beautiful game. Like it is really quite nice. All right. So with that, you can see the guys are bringing the wood in. They're bringing the iron in. The iron, we've still got 5 ore left. Whoa. Okay. Now we've got a problem. This has now just exploded. So to repair this, I haven't had this happen before actually. Repair, I'll just need 2 wood there, so we'll just go and repair the wood. No one got injured into that one through that side, so our hangar just got injured in through that side. So I don't know if you can turn that sort of stuff off. Oh, there's the sun back over there. Pirates, lucky for us, that was just a scout. More about, okay, I didn't even see it. There's someone, is that them? No. I'm not sure where the pirates actually are, but anyway, there is combat in the game. So anyway, we need to get lift. So we'll just go into our build menu, go to lift, and just get a fan. I'll just pop a fan in, for example, over here somewhere. So that will then be built. It's got tilt as well. Like you'll notice that I've got to try to keep the whole thing level. So yeah, so this just entered early access today. It literally just entered early access. So so this is Airborne Empire. So yeah, Chris is saying, what game is this one? Yeah, so this is Airborne Empire, which so that is now giving us more lift. We're now up to 70, which means I can then go into other things. Now there's certain things like that I don't actually have, like needs. There's combat on the end there, which I don't actually have any of. Things like that. So I can ultimately sort of just keep on working away. And then I just figure out, okay, let's go and we're probably going to need more iron, so let's just move across back over to here. And don't have any more workers available. As they remove the trees, so I'll just move across that way. Yeah, so you have to balance it, like, you know, front, backwards, all sorts of different things need the actual lift. It's quite a charming little game. All right, so while they're sort of doing all this, let me I'll just go back to this forest and just remove some of the workers. So 3 of them removed. And I'll just go across to the ore deposits and just throw those 3 workers in there. Yeah, so the good is it's actually like it's open. It's an open world. Is a good aspect about it. It's very charming to play. It's quite relaxing to play. It's like there's nothing really, you know, like there's nothing stressful, and that's by design. They have sort of tried to make it so that it's a fairly fun, little relaxing game to actually go and play. Like it's a nice take on it because you can sort of have to move around and actually resource gather instead of having resources on the map that you then have to keep your city and grow your city from resources from far and wide. They're still far and wide in through here, but you then need to go off and you know and make good with them, I guess. So certain things, like so in that sense, you know, having the flexibility to go wherever you like, and we can go anywhere in the world. Like I can sort of move across different locations. We're not really constrained here at all, and so you literally are just going around trying to expand and get things sort of working. We've got 6 idle. Have we finished off that forest? We may have finished off. It's just okay. So that's the good. Okay, we've already now gone through this one through here. So that ore deposit is now empty. If we go to, there's another little town. That will probably just have a tavern or something like this. We could actually go back there. So we need different resources. Again, I've got a video coming, so I won't spend too much time. Some of these will be too far away. I'll just go back in. Where's my workers? There's no one else there. Let's move across. I can recall everyone. I'll just recall everyone to come back up. Go to this one. Go to that one. And just have them continue to sort of, like as we move around, we can continue to get other things. The research is nearly done. I'll show you the research tree as well, and then we'll call it quits. I can stop. Actually, that's actually useful. But yeah, so it's an interesting little take. So that I think will be the giveaway today. So I'm going to preface and say that I've had this key for a year, and I was told that it won't activate until today. So it's sort of like one of those sort of like secret, I don't know, sort of things that you get from a little shop of horrors or something. You know, like and I had it because they did change. Okay, construction resource storage is almost full. So we're pretty much at the maximum with what we can actually do through here. So I'm going to need to build like another warehouse or something. I'll just wait until I get the propeller, so you can sort of see that as well. We're close. 2 hours left. I'll open it up. You can see it from in here as well. I'm trying to get the propeller to go faster, or you actually decrease the coal usage. There's coal as well that you need. If you run out of coal, you drop out of the sky. So the things are with combat. We don't have any combat we can get just yet. Lift, I can try to get more, again, decrease the coal usage of the lift that we actually have. It's a bit of a steampunk type game. Storage, we do actually have the warehouse, but I can then try to get more storage for the warehouse. Production, all we've got is the iron forge at the moment. I can then increase the efficiency of that one. Our basic needs, we've got the street lamps, which is something that we can actually, as we get bigger, we do need to actually have light to prevent accidents. So then that's actually already been researched, but some of the others we don't have the blueprints for yet. So we've got a lot of blueprints we actually don't have. The thing like the hangar, like once this is actually done, this research tree, I can actually make the available planes go from 7 to 8. Like it starts off with just 7. Yeah, so must be applied per building after researching at a slight cost. It's going to be 8 hours for research on that one. Yes, there's still 1 hour left on the propeller there. I'll let that happen. We've got things over through here like the cotton, etc. So we can sort of still go back more. Here we go. Open the research tree. So now that we've got the propulsion, I now actually have this one selected that I've actually gone through done. So I certainly have abilities to sort of push things in. So the town centre provides an additional 5 shelter, must be applied per building after researching. So there's heaps of stuff in through here. 10 morale, increased propulsion provided by home base by 50%. We've got the increase the central fan lift by 15%. That's actually a pretty good one. I'll do that one now. The lift is important because it stops me from building if I can't actually do it. The build menu is very, very simple, as you can see down the bottom through here, where you need to have paths all the way around essentially. And I don't know if you can get a building and then move it. You can disassemble it. You do actually have customization on the actual building to sort of change like the colours and so on and so forth, but there's not really a hell of a lot of that just yet. Let's just go back to the build menu. Yeah, so with that one through there, we've got the housing block, the hangar, the path, production. I don't actually even have the warehouse. I probably really need to get the warehouse established. The housing block allows me to get more people. The path, academy. Actually, I thought I'd be able to. Maybe I haven't done the light yet. Maybe it's just available, but I haven't actually done it yet. I'm guessing. So yeah, there's not really much else I can really build in here. I could build more housing. Like it won't let me build, for example, over through here. There's no entrance that I can then go and do. I can rotate things around. You can sort of see it's rotating as I move it around. That one will work there, but the actual, like this one here, if I just press R, there's like an arrow. Actually, no, I'm not seeing the arrow on that one. So I can just place it in there, for example, which will then just give me more people. And again, I've got to be careful of my lift. So yeah, it's a little bit. It can be a little bit dangerous with the just trying to sort of maintain the level on the actual on the ship on the city itself. But it's a charming little game. So anyway, that's the so the good is essentially that you can move around, do anything. It's quite relaxing to play. The game mechanics are good. The ugly is that you can't really go and I can actually go and center on a character. Like I can actually go and lock my camera on a character. But if I go in, it clips through, but doesn't really sort of show much. Like that's it. And I wish it was more charming than what we're seeing through there. Like they're just working. He's just working. So the camera is centered on him. Now they're just working in there. They then get the boxes, but the game itself doesn't. Like I think it could have actually. I think it's missed a bit by not actually having the internals of the buildings done in a similar sort of charming little way. If I just go back, now he's making. So each of these guys is this one's idle, just wandering around doing nothing, waiting for a job to do. So it's got potential with this, like to actually be able to go in and actually look at it from the eyes of the characters. But what it is, it's only just my camera. So my camera is zoomed in nice and tight, but it's that's one thing that I think it's a bit of a missed opportunity. Like if I go into here, all I get is clipping, like all the way through. So so I can actually get a really ugly look to it. So I would call that either bad or ugly, in the sense of where it currently is. It's early access, of course. So they're bird people, yes. So it's going to. So in that sense, I think that there's a lot of room for improvement in this, and there's nothing. They haven't done anything on the internals either. The internals are, there's clipping actually with multiple characters there by the looks of things, trying to do something. I don't know what that is. Maybe things are full. Yeah, so we've got there's nothing else that they can actually do through that one through that other side. So it's so anyway, that's and the other thing that's I find that is I guess a bit of a bad thing is that it is an open world, but it's a preset world to a large degree. The thing that's actually is a bit randomized is the amount of resource that you end up having. So in this instance, I'm just going to remove everyone from that location. So it's a little bit underdone in the sense of the actual. There's no random content in the actual world from what I could see. I haven't played a lot of it, but I didn't get to see much random stuff. Now, if I go and just tell it to go way over there, I've actually now given it an accidental order, and it will now start to. I'd have to then press the stop to stop it. But it's just going to make its way across these other little islands. And I just wish that it was a bit more world-building type random. That would be one of the aspects about it. But we've got one in the infirmary. Incapacitated worker. Okay, so Wyatt Hoot will be healthy in 35 hours. So that happened somewhere one of them got sick. So anyway, it's overall, I think it's a very interesting game, very interesting, in the sense that it's it's a different take on city building, and but I think that there's still aspects that could be done a little bit better. I've got to say it's done pretty well, but it could be done just a little bit better. I wish that you could actually, for example, move these, and you can't really, once they're down, you've got to destroy them to actually would not leave enough lift, so I can't even destroy that one. But I wish you could just shuffle it around and move them into other positions. So there's a few things I think where the game could be better, but overall I'm actually pretty impressed with it. So I think it's generally it's a good game, interesting game. You do need to also keep track of your food. So we're sort of starting to run out of food, and we've also got water as well. So we need to maintain these different bits and pieces. We've got light on the actual things. We're finding there will be some things that will start to come out of the light. I mean, we've nearly done this next to a lot of research as well. The morale, again, we could sort of be improving that one. The inhabitants. So there's a lot of little things to manage. I also, from a personal perspective, I do get a little bit. I personally get a little bit bored with just going around collecting resources. But I do know a lot of people, like a hell of a lot of people, actually find it really, really relaxing. Like my wife loves these sorts of games. Like absolutely, these are exactly the sort of game that she'll play, because it's all about going in and just grabbing. Like there's a food resource, for example. Just send a couple of workers down and grab those. We've got a bit of coal over there. We've still got heaps of coal. We're down to 20. So I'll just grab that as well. Just grab another 2 workers to go there. Back over here, we haven't sort of started the cotton industry at all. Still got much there. You've still got 17 in there, so I don't need that one. But it's overall, it's a charming little game. Then there's actually a town over there, and that's interesting. It's got like some sort of mine. So if we go across to that particular town, it will actually it will most likely have things we can either buy from it. Quite often you can recruit, and we do actually have 5 more that we can now recruit, 5 more inhabitants. So we'll move our way over and have a bit of a look. So Zark's just saying, I played it on Xbox, just checking, I got an achievement almost 2 years ago. That makes sense. Yeah, so Zark's saying, hi Daz and Gang, surprised this game only got 2 reviews on Steam. I enjoyed the demo a good while ago. Yeah, it's only just released. And I think it'll do fairly well. Like, I think it's unique enough with what it does do. And what it does do, it does pretty well. It's just a few little things I think that could be improved. It's now going into night time again, so into the next day-night cycle. It doesn't mean that this is Advisor Quill. We should apply this upgrade to our town centre. Yep, so we'll open our research tree again. What do we need? What do we need? We need the lights, didn't we? Street lamps. So we'll just start that one. If we so sorry, so we've got that one happening in through there. We do need to apply the upgrade there, so we'll just increase the fan lift. So we'll get that one sort of, whoops, again, I keep on doing this, and this is actually something that I find really annoying from a user experience perspective. I'm always right-clicking where I shouldn't be right-clicking. Iron Mining Camp, it's too far away at the moment, but as we get closer, that will then come into vision. So this one is a camp that is mining iron. There we go, it's now close enough. So we then have some iron camp workers here mine ore, and they refine it into iron for nearby cities. Now we should be able to visit it, I hope. Okay, no, we can't actually visit that one. Some of the other ones, they've got taverns and things we can visit because we can get stuff from them. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. So with that one, I'll just close that one off. It's got a nice little photo mode as well which I haven't uploaded the video that I made yet, but I did use the photo mode to make a nice image for the actual for the thumbnail. Anyway, I'll just leave it there. I'll save, and away we go. So yeah, it's a game that for me, I wouldn't get much replay value out of it, like personally, because it's not the sort of city builder that I like to play. I do like combat, and I'm glad that it does have combat, but I think it's going to be fairly simplistic. I think the goal with the game is to be quite relaxing and to sort of like a chill out type game, and so in that sort of sense, I think you can tick a lot of boxes in that sort of category. So this is where I've got to sort of think, okay, look, just because I don't spend a lot of time with those sorts of games. City builders. I don't particularly like city builders, to be honest. Like, if I'm being brutally honest, someone's mentioned there Against the Storm is a great city builder. Yes, it is, and I like that one because it's procedural and different every single time you play it. So for me, Against the Storm is still at the top of the tree, but I think people will enjoy this game. So I don't know what the reviews are like on Steam at this stage, but if there's only 2 of them, it's probably it's not really enough to be able to gauge anything that's actually going on from that one. All right, so Distant Worlds. We've got now. There's one thing that came with the in the closed beta, there was a start of the game which I was super excited about. So let's actually fire that up and just see what we end up getting, because that was, as I say, I was really, really impressed with what I did see, and so I'll just minimize this again. And but I actually think Airborne Empires will do fairly well. Anyway, that'll be the giveaway for today, but it's a fingers crossed. It's a fingers crossed it'll actually work, because as I say, I've received that key about a year ago, and I've had it just sitting in my in my ChatTactic text file for since that time, with a big note above it, will only sort of work after this release. So I don't know if it will work because that's a long time. So where are we up to? Have you heard of or played? I've heard of it. I haven't played it. For Universe Sim. And Invictus saying, I would love it if it was Victorian steampunk architecture, like Dracula's castle from Castlevania type thing. Yeah, I think it's more of a towns type game than that, if you know what I mean. It's towns but taken into an open world, which is sort of fairly in a sense. Thor is saying Against the Storm also has roguelike elements, and a game can be completed within an hour, which is great. Or a town can be, but don't know about a game. Unless you mean losing badly, then I'd agree with you. Anyway, let's open up Distant Worlds 2. It is launching, and we'll just there's a few things now in this, and we'll have a once it's open, we'll have a look also at the beta information, because if they've got queued orders, that's massive. I'm going to have to make a video about that if that's the case. It's funny because I was with the closed beta. I thought, yeah, I can get by without actually playing Distant Worlds for a fair bit of time, just while I do the beta. Like the actual beta for the stuff that's coming, because I like to have a feel for what's actually coming, and but when I was actually started up the beta to actually test it, there was an aspect of it which I thought, oh wow, that's base game stuff. So that may be just part of what we're seeing through here. And if that's the case, there's some really interesting little quality of life things that are coming into Distant Worlds 2. And so I'm hoping that in the open beta, that's going to be the one that we can see. So this is version, yep, so yeah, everything I'm not allowed to show you is off. That's good. This is version 1.2.8.5. Okay, so we're a few versions along now from where we were last time. I think it was 8.2 was the last one that we had a look at. If I start a new game here, fingers crossed, there's stuff. I've turned everything off, so there won't be anything bad. I'll just go and use the defaults in through here. Okay, so the actual Galaxy settings, I'll just make everything level 1 at this point in time. Galaxy expansion will just be young. There's nothing that I'm seeing new in here, so that's actually pretty much where that one was. Yep, I'll just go and ramp that up as well. Not that we'll play this, but it's in difficulty. I'll make it hard. I find that you can keep it on normal, but still actually ramp the others up. But it's I'll just do it this way. Threats back in through here hasn't changed. Colonization, I do like to halve that just to force aggression. Races, we'll just keep them on random. Keep that one there. Yeah, this is it. So they've actually changed a little, and I was really taken by this because I thought, oh, what a great idea! Like, what they've actually done. The home world situation, you've got either a planet with a moon around it or a moon with a gas giant. So you either start on a moon around a gas giant, like for example Titan being a moon of Saturn in our solar system, or like Earth with a moon. And in this case, see, these are different choices you have, or just random. And so the reason that this is actually interesting to actually have as a actual designation is the chances of that gas giant being your Caslon supply is extremely high. So for people who don't want to be going across the long distances to get their Caslon, they can actually pretty much almost guarantee that they're going to have Caslon right next to it, which I think is really, really cool. Now, what you end up having is you also then have this third one, which I really, really liked, the home system critical resources. So this is whether to ensure a supply of critical construction resources in your home system. And so typically when most home systems will be missing some important construction resources unless specifically placed at the game start. You can select whether these home system resources are guaranteed or whether this applies to all game starts or only pre-warp starts. This is massive. What this basically means is that is you can actually now, this will really change up the difficulty, because at the moment, or up until now, The your home system, essentially you're guaranteed, unless you played a harsh sort of like a harsh system, you were pretty much guaranteed that you weren't going to get, like, you're going to get everything that you needed, which means that you could do everything just from your home system. But by having this one here, like not insured when pre-warp starts, or always ensure that you have all the critical resources, so you can actually really ramp this up. So even if you did pre-warp, you can actually set this one up so that you don't have everything, which would be pretty hard, to be honest. But this I was really taken by. I really like what we saw there. Let's keep on going, and I've turned off the race specific story events. I always get rid of them. I'm going to turn off the Shakturi, which does allow. Actually, I'll leave it on normal. It won't really matter in this case. So we'll just leave all those in through there. Start the game. So so that was pretty. When I saw that, when I was beta testing the new coming content, I was thinking, oh God, I hope that comes early. So that's actually one thing that's now, I think when we look at the actual information, that's a pretty big deal. Like, even though it's very, very simple to implement, it's a really nice little quality of life addition to the base game. And it always takes a little bit of time to generate the galaxy. Because they've got queued orders as well. I'll see if we can actually designate one, see if we can actually do it. Typically, the queued orders we can do pretty much with exploration ships right from the very, very start of the game. So we'll give that a go. As I was saying, I think the new races are just a month or two away. Oh, okay, yep. I'm not sure, actually. I'm not allowed to talk about certain things anyway. Battlemode saying, I was disappointed with Distant Worlds 2's fixing of sector size and map size. That really reduced some of the fun you'd have in map generation when it came to having really big distances between worlds. Yeah, that's true. I hope they sort that out if it's possible. I don't think that they could. I think that's now too... I think that they would have to find different ways of increasing areas. So and the reason that I agree with you, which is extremely unusual for me to agree with Battle Mode, but the reason I agree with Battle Mode in this instance is that one of the things I used to love about Distant Worlds 1 was that the distances were too great for the fuel on your ships, and that's no longer really the case in the game. And so you can actually deck out your ships in ways where the fuel can actually operate. And so to really do an effective long distance invasion, you had to actually find systems where you could actually have a refueling ship that you had to then protect to then refuel the fleets as they then made the next jump. And so you end up with this situation where you end up with the invasions were really quite intricate back in Distant Worlds 1, and I do miss that. So as I was saying, Eric did say March, April was the goal for Atuk and Wekarus. Oh, okay. So I didn't know if that was actually that's sort of one thing that I accidentally showed, was that was what I was beta testing. But if that's common knowledge, then that's good. I don't feel bad. I might talk a little bit about that as well. I'll have a look anyway. We'll have a look and see. Okay, with just the humans in this instance. So we'll just come on in, and I'll just grab a explorer ship and just see if we can actually do something with it. So with the explorer ship, if I tell it to go and do something, now these I don't know if these are unexplored, right? So if I go in, let's just see if we can actually go and survey Tier 1. So we'll just go and do a survey there. If it's working the way it used to work, I can then go and shift right click. +1 queued mission, but it didn't let me do it. Hang on, let me just do that again. Survey Tier 1, so we've got that one through there. Then if I shift, and if we do a long right click, oh, there we go, queue, survey Tier 2. Excellent! Why on earth didn't they put this in? How many can we queue up? Queue. Just go back to that previous design. So I can just go use the back arrow just to pick up the actual whatever I had selected last. Is it? Oh, that's just an asteroid belt. Why can't I, okay, I can just come back in here and open that one up. I can then press shift again, so can we queue up this one? Queue survey that one. 2 queued missions. I wonder what the maximum is. Let's find out. Shift, long right click, survey that one. I don't have to do the long right click. That's 3, 4, 5 queued missions. 6, 7. There we are. We've got our queued missions, and we hover over that one. So, so we're going to survey Tire 1, then we survey Tire 2, then we survey one of the asteroids, a moon, the different planets, and then another moon. There we go. I like it. I like it. So that's actually pretty cool. So yeah, the queued missions are in, which is awesome. I'm going to have to read what we actually have. So let's just go back out and exit to desktop here. So oh, okay. So that was mentioned. Okay, someone else dropped the thing. So Battleman saying, I can't see anything about Atuk and Wekaros online. That one might be NDA'd if it's right. It's on Steam, posted by eRootin, says Dom UK. There we go. So yeah, okay. So it's been known since November. There we are. That it's coming. Right. Well, let's go into Steam and actually have a look at the information that we actually do have from there. So with the if we just look at Distant Worlds. Distant Worlds 2. That's actually a really good addition to the game. Actually, I've got to say, I'm just those 2 little things alone. I'm actually very impressed with. So we'll have to make a video about that one. Right. So if we just go back through, we've got the. In fact, if I just go back into the community hub. Does it have the beta? No, Your Enemy Part 2. Nope, that's yeah, that's all different again. So let's go back into the actual discussions. Here we go. Public beta available. Yep. So this one has just come out. So new beta is available to download now. Encourage you to start of the new start of the game. Yeah, this is cool. Okay, that's good. Important note: if you experience crashes, especially crashes in battle, please try the different rendering option. You know, it's sort of funny. Like they use a, I think it's the Stride engine, which I'd never heard of before, and I think it's sort of linked in with Microsoft. And it's one thing that I sort of almost wish that it just had gone with the standard old Unity or something like that. Just one of the ones that everyone uses. I don't know any other game that uses Stride. It'd be interesting to find out actually. Games built from Stride. Google. Built with Stride. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to games and demos. Because it's, there's a few there. Distant Worlds 2, of course. Now, which other ones do we know? No. Which other ones do we know? Asteroids, possibly. Yeah, no, that's not much, is it really? It's not much. So, yeah, Battleman's saying, I doubt Unity could handle Distant Worlds 2. It's notoriously crap for optimization. Yeah, so Dom UK is saying, I played Distant Worlds 2 on Linux without issues, so I don't mind it. Yeah, I'm fairly sure that Codeforce knew that, and that's why they picked something else. Yeah, I think I do remember them saying that Unity, as an example, was not going to be able to cope with it. But I just find, I don't know, Stride I'd never heard of, and I've done that in the past myself with web development. Is I've chosen an engine for web development that I think is going to be the future, and it's not, which is a pain in the bum. When you then have to come back and try to like years later come and try to sort of fix it up, and it's like, oh, okay, that engine has collapsed. So anyway, that's we won't worry about that one through there. So have a quick look across at the so changes. So we've got the crash fixes, UI fixes, so fixed combat, so modding and localization. Add a new command line option to load a custom font bundle for localizing. Oh, that's nice. So we've got customizing. We're going to be able to have customized fonts. for localizing languages that use a non-Latin character set. I haven't tested at all the. I know that in the help files they used to have problems with the using what is it, UTH-8 or whatever it is. Some of the fonts wouldn't actually be, they wouldn't show properly, and I don't know if that's to fix that sort of thing. Queued missions have been a long requested feature, and this is the first iteration. We hope the implementation of it will improve manual play and give more options of controlling fleets and ships. Now, I actually, and I can't remember who it is, but I know of players of the game who, other YouTubers, who have refused to play Distant Worlds 2 without having queued missions. And I forget who it is. Battlemate will probably know who it is. Yeah, there we go. Tortuga Power. I thought it was. I didn't want to just say it was Tortuga Power. So Battlemate's saying, "Des, I wonder if Tortuga Power will come back to Distant Worlds 2 now that they've added queued missions." Remember him saying it was a bare... Yes, it was. Right from the start, he was not going to play Distant Worlds 2 without queued missions because he relied on them so much. Anyway, that's a big addition. So having these, and people have been asking for this since the early beta, since before the game released, and rightly so. It just should have been there. It was a big feature of the original game, and yeah, it's strange that it just wasn't there. So add queued missions for ships, and it's actually gone beyond what the other one was. Then hold down the shift key while right-clicking a target to queue a mission instead of immediately assigning it. Use shift key with hold right-click to pop up, which is what we did in our little example. Okay, that's all. When a ship has queued missions, a pop-up mission will have an option to clear the queued missions. Missions that subsequently become invalid will be automatically removed from the queue. That's good. Why has it taken 2 years later, or however long it is? I think it's 2 years before this came in. This is a strange decision. I know that it was. It was being pushed hard to actually get it done, and just wasn't a priority until now, which is good. I'm so glad that they've actually done it. Okay, so most mission types that also switches the ship or fleet to manual control, with the exception of refuel, repair, and retrofit missions. So yeah, this will be cool. This will be very cool. Exploration and search. Add a new screen for exploration section. Known stars, planets, and moons. Can use various filters and sorts to find all known galactic locations. That's good. Add a new screen to exploration section. So search known items. Can search for any item by name. So okay, that's going to be interesting as well. So we end up, so type text to filter the display list. We'll look at any known visible stars, planets, moons, asteroids, ship spaces, ruins, facilities, characters, troop units, and artifacts. Good. Game setup. Added the new settings for which we saw there before, about whether it's starting with a planet or moon. Home system critical resources allow settling whether all construction or critical construction resources are insured. I love that. I love that as much as I actually like that one as much as I like the queued missions, to be honest. I sort of got used to not having the queued missions. So characters made negative character traits from passive activity much less likely for generals and admirals. So drunk and poor recruiter. That's actually good because they do tend to sit around a lot. When spies complete a mission to steal tech from another faction, they now remember the details of the last mission, allowing easy one-click reassignment. Good. So to the same or similar mission. This is a nice little quality of life thing. This is good stuff. Various minor spelling and event fixes. The added missing artifact descriptions to the Ikuru and DLC. And then we've got older stuff in through there as well. That's actually a big addition. That's a big addition. I'll have to do a video on that one because that is actually massive. Let's see if we can find whether the NDA has been crossed with my reading out the comments. Let's see if I can find the information. It'll probably be under news, I would guess. So if I just go back out to news. That was December. Maintenance update. Is this it? Is it going to talk about what's coming? Nope. Okay, so yeah, I'm not seeing it there. Was it before that? It wouldn't be before that because that was the Return of the Shakturi. Okay, so yeah, I'm not sure where we see what's coming. So Dom's UK is saying, search for thread, any news on new races. Okay, so let's have a look at that one through there. Let's just go back into the actual discussions. New races. There we go. Okay, 26th of November. From our posted roadmap, we now plan on releasing a third faction DLC in Q1 2025. Exact timing depends on how much time Return of the Shakturi needs. I think they did a really good job of Return of the Shakturi. This will add the Wekarus and Atuk to the game. The Wekarus are among the most ancient and mysterious aliens in Distant Worlds 2, with possible connections to the Shakturi. The Atuk are space lemmings of a sort who are barely smart enough to figure out FTL. This DLC will work fine whether you have a Return of the Shakturi or not, but we'll have some additional feature content related to that expansion if you have it. Work has also begun on the fourth Factions DLC for 2025. So all we can say about that now is that it will include... Oh, okay. That it includes the Securans and the Naxilians. All right, so we are also in the planning... so we've even got the next one as well. So I can talk fairly freely about this. Return of the Shakturi, we're also planning the stages for the next feature expansion after Return of the Shakturi, but that's all I can say about it for now. Okay, so, yeah, and I don't know anything, so I can say my mind immediately went to pirates. But I don't know if that's what's coming. I hope it is. I hope that is I hope it'll be the next phase of pirates. Okay, so this is interesting. Yay, the Atuk finally get to play Space Lemmings again. Return of the Machines was fun to play as robots in Distant Worlds 1. Now the thing... Okay, now I can talk about it because I can actually now see that it actually is there. So the Wekarus, I think, and I haven't played the beta much at all, so I haven't really looked at it. I'm just going to talk about this from my perspective from playing Age of Wonders 1. Sorry, not Age of Wonders 1. Well, from that perspective, as well as my perspective from playing Distant Worlds 1. So the original Distant Worlds had a heap of different factions. Some of them were really crap, like the Naxilians and the Atuk, and some of them are really cool, like the Securans. I was actually hoping the Securans would come into this DLC pack, to be honest. I really liked the Securans in Distant Worlds 1. They were a little bit... sort of like a what's the in Galciv 4 in the Galciv games. There's one of the standard races, and I forget the name of it. Is sort of like a blue humanoid, which is very diplomatic and can't remember what they actually are. So I was always hoping that they would be part of this release because they tend to work very, very well with the humans, and I think that they would be a good addition right now for the game. So Aslican saying, I hope Securian ships are thick and curvy. There we are. So, so as is the saying, pirates was the plan if the Shakturi expansion did well. Okay, and I hope it did do well. I hope that's the case. Vulcans, basically, yes, they are. They're basically Vulcans, yes, at least in looks. Yep, space bimbos and space dinosaurs. Well, they're not bimbos. They were actually really cool. That does... I really like the idea of the Securans. The Naxilians, from what I can remember, they're just big. They're just T-Rexes that somehow got space travel, which is just ridiculous. If that's the one I'm thinking of, I think that's what the Naxilians were. They were really crap from memory. I never ever played them because they were just so. It was just such a disconnect. Now I sort of hope that they can change that so that it's not T-Rexes in space. Okay, we've got Shakturi's 91% on Steam. That's actually good. That's good. So the Securans I'm really looking forward to. That was one of my favourite factions in Distant Worlds 1 because they were extremely judgmental, even though they were extremely reliable. So they ended up, even in Distant Worlds 1, they were a very interesting faction. They were great if you were playing as the humans and you found them close by, because you could very easily create like a federation or like an alliance with them very, very easily, and then you'd sort of be able to work together. And they were awesome when you played as the humans. And I think that now we've got so many dangerous bug factions, that having the Securans come in, I think would actually be great. I was actually really hoping that this next DLC was going to be the Securans, to be honest, because I do miss them a lot. But in terms of the Wekarus and the Artuk, I hated almost as much as I hated the Tikans. The Tikans are and the Artuk I sort of put in the same shitty classification of just a waste of space, waste of time. It's interesting because people tend to like playing those factions. I just really don't. So that's actually something that I'm not looking forward to playing the Artuk. I probably never ever will. And it's sort of, they're essentially, from what I remember of the Artuk, is they're like if the Tikans are Ewoks, the Artuks are the Ewoks' pets. As in even smaller little cuddly pet type things. They're going to be one of these factions that's going to breed like crazy and just end up everywhere. And they're going to be a problem in that sense, just from their actual breeding. But they're going to be taken over by other colonies or other groups. So I'm thinking, if by adding the Artuk, it means that we end up with much more aggressive bugs, like where the bugs actually eat them and do stuff like that, and actually and use them as food sources, and actually makes the escalation of the negative diplomacy in the game go sky high. That would be okay. That would be good for me. I just don't ever think I'd ever play them in the Artuk. It's like there was a few factions in the original game that I just thought, what on earth is this faction doing in here? And like the Shandar was another one that I just thought, what on earth is that faction doing? I wish the Nexilians I thought were more aggressive as a reptilian group. So maybe if they move away from the original look of it. So maybe it's the Shandar I'm thinking of with the Nexilians. But the Nexilians should be similar to the Mortallans to a large degree. But I just hope that they don't just use the well, I'm sure they won't. But anyway, the Nexilians are. I just hope they're not the T-Rex ones that we had from the first game. I don't know what they were doing. The Wekarus are an interesting one, actually. I'm really 50-50 with the Wekarus. I really like the idea of the Wekarus. This was in Distant Worlds 1. The Wekarus were a aquatic race, and the Artuk. I forget what sort of planet the Artuk liked. I don't know if it was continental or what it might have been, but the Wekarus were definitely aquatic. And these were deep aquatic, so these really just liked their water worlds. They were reasonably friendly in the original game, from what I can remember. They weren't all that aggressive, but they liked to be kept left alone. They weren't friendly, but they weren't aggressive. And the thing I really hated about playing them was the wave weaponry that they had. So they actually came in with area of effect weapons that did damage to their own species, like their own ships as well. And I just found them so annoying to play, and I hope that they're not going to have that in there as well. So I haven't actually tested any of this stuff yet, but that was so both the Artuk and the Wekarus. I'm at most 50-50 on the Wekarus, so I hope I'm pleasantly surprised. And the Artuk, I'm probably never ever going to play. So that's sort of where we are. So we've got the Nexilians with T-Rex with Bluetooth hands. Yeah, that's right, yeah. Just ridiculous. So, but I still wish the Securans were up there. So there's a few other factions now that where I just really don't think it's going to... so the Gizarians are going to have a field day with Artuk. Yes, I can see that being... so I think if the Artuk becomes space food for the bug races, I think that would be okay. Like if there's a natural way that the bugs actually just automatically get to, for example, just eat the Artuks, that would be pretty interesting having them on the map. But I don't think I'll ever play them. Okay, so where are we up to? Yeah, so we've got Dom UK saying Nexilian's art was T-Rex. Yeah, no, it was just stupid. It was really stupid. So I'm hoping that what they do is they temper that backwards and make it so that it just becomes a different type of reptilian backing through that other side. It's still got the Securans as well. The Securans were not the Securans, the Shandar were a more high-thinking reptilian that just weren't reptilians. Again, they they didn't really fit. And so this is why, what's his name? There were some numbers. Somebody, like in the early days, there was a modder and who actually changed the base factions to make them play more like traditional space factions, and it was incredible. I couldn't play the game without that actually after it released, and I haven't spoken to him for years actually, and I just always hope he's doing well. Like it was. He didn't really embrace Distant Worlds 2, but he actually did incredible work in Distant Worlds 1, and I can't think of the name actually, so I apologise if you are watching this. I've forgotten your name, but the actual mod was unbelievable. One of the best mods I've played. It got rid of all those crappy factions and replaced them with good factions, which was actually really, really good. So yeah, Dominic King saying that that's there in Distant Worlds too, but so many races are missing it. It favours the insects. So Dominic King saying you'll have that element, especially similar races that could work together and get along. Yeah, it's I think that's why Securans I would have liked to have seen now that the bugs have really been fleshed out. But I'm saying, I guess they're kind of like Memots, except the Memots are actually really strong in Gal Civ. Yeah, the Memots I actually don't mind in Gal Civ, to be honest. It works in Gal Civ, but not in Distant Worlds. Distant Worlds is very, very different because it's a simulation game. And so when you're simulating things and you've got essentially little Ewoks around the place, it's just frustrating. I mean, who liked the Ewoks from Star Wars? I didn't. It was just an excuse to make merchandise. So as I was saying, took equal space food slaves for everyone. Yes, Dominico saying I think that they should throw in the took randomizer. Some games they're super evil and super powerful. If they could do that, that would be okay-ish. Although I've got to say that in Gal Civ, I hated the Snaffy when that was introduced as little cute. When they first came in, they were cute squirrels. It just made zero sense, and I hated it so much in Gal Civ 3 or 2 whenever they introduced it. I thought, oh my God. I think it was 2 because I remember in 3 I'm thinking, please don't introduce that sort of ridiculous aspect into the game again, into Gal Civ with the Snaffy. And anyway, here we are. They've now actually fleshed out the Snaffy in a way that I do like in Gal Civ 4, so I actually now embrace it. But it's sort of a bit like Hobbits for me. Chris is saying Ewoks were better than Jar Jar Binks. No, yes, of course. I was going to say no as a joke, but I'm thinking no. You can't even joke about that. Jar Jar Binks, what were they thinking? God, there's been some... I got to say, like with Star Wars, I mean, everyone sort of lambasts the current crop of Star Wars stuff, but geez, they made some big blunders in the development after the first 3 movies. The first 3 movies were absolute classics, and then it just so much went wrong from that point. So Battleman's saying I agree with Daz. For a simulation game, cutesy racer are a big no-no. I hate them. I hope that what they do when they bring in the Artuk is to have a button that you can turn them actually off, so they're not even in the game at all. Because I would actually do that. Battle Mode saying Jar Jar Binks for Star Wars losing its mind. As I was saying, I didn't mind Jar Jar Binks that much. Oh, you're kidding! You are kidding. I think you're trolling us. Yeah, Battleman is saying I want threat and danger, not cheap comedy. Yes, I agree. The Snaffy, though, I think have now elevated to something that I can like as a piratical force in the galaxy. I quite like them now in Gal Civ. They are dangerous. They don't look cute anymore, but they've still got that same back. The same cute. It's not cute. The same squirrel base that they come from. But yeah, I'm hoping that there was a way to turn off the Artuks. So probably I'll give that as my feedback: is that I hate them. I want them gone. They're worse than hobbits, worse than halflings, and so we need a way to actually turn them off so they don't even come into the game. A lot of games need that. I've actually asked that. I did ask that of the devs for some way of doing that for Age of Wonders, back in Age of Wonders 3 with the halflings. I hated them. That's actually where my hatred of halflings comes from. I asked it from Gal Civ to actually be able to filter out, and they never implemented it, but I did make that a suggestion in Gal Civ 3. Please allow us to not actually have factions that we just remove them from even the gameplay, just so they weren't actually in the game. And that was because of the snaffy. I hated the snaffy when they first came in. I absolutely hated them. But I think Gal Civ has now balanced everything out pretty well. Even the Memots are actually are an effective faction. Not that I love them, but they are effective. Whereas I just can't see the Artooks. And as I say, I can talk about it now because I haven't actually started really to test it. But and I probably never will test the Artooks, to be honest. So I don't know. We'll see what actually happens. But there will be people who like the Artooks. I definitely am not in that category. I just hope there is a way for us to actually turn them off, just so they're not even in the game. I mean, imagine starting a game and you've got the Artooks next to you and you're trying to play a good game, like as in not evil, and you've then somehow got to accommodate these rapidly expanding fluff balls. Like that would just drive me nuts. I think that would be enough for me to change my my evilness to become super evil. If I did end up starting with something, I'd just be wanting to bomb them out of existence. I think the Artooks are going to be my next halflings, to be honest. I think that's going to be the next halfling faction, I would imagine. All right. So anyway, that's where we are with the Artooks and so on and so forth. Now, other things I'm playing at the moment. So I'll just keep that one there. This is a great addition. I'm going to have to actually do some content on this. I'm glad that I didn't actually go against the DLC there, and I'm glad that we can sort of see that the Securians and Nexilians are also being worked on. That's really, really cool. So okay, now there is I mentioned last week that Battle Mode, myself, and a few other YouTubers have been putting together a new podcast, and so I do want to sort of mention that to you guys. And I was going to, again, this is because I literally woke up just as I was going to start. I didn't actually go in and get the links or anything for you, which I'm going to have to. And I don't think you can post the links, otherwise I'd get Battle Mode to do it for me. Okay, so Battle Mode saying my halfling is the Dwarf Queen in Conquest of Elysium. I love playing that class, but boy, it's annoying when you have them as the AI player. The Dwarf Queens I actually quite like in Conquest of Elysium. I actually quite like the idea of them. I think they're pretty cool. Anyway, I'm just going to go across. I'm just going to open up another YouTube area, and we'll just do a. So the podcast is called Meta Abuse, and so there's just been so like Lucid Tactics and Battle Mode and Sean have actually sort of been putting. Just see if it comes up. Is it going to come up? There we are. So we've got these are the. This is so just do a search for it. So there's the we did a like the best strategy games of 2025, for example, just a few days ago. This one's now has been released. So I did mention this one last time. I'll just open it up so you can sort of see it, and I'll then just pause it. I haven't even subscribed. Oh, yes, I have subscribed. Okay, I must have subscribed a few weeks ago. So anyway, so check that out. I'll put that into the description there, so you can sort of grab it if you are wanting to have a look at that one. Not yet, not until we actually finish. But there's a YouTube link. But if you just do a search for Meta Abuse, that was a pretty fun session, I've got to say. And we plan on doing that fairly regularly, which will be really, really good fun. So this was, you can sort of see there, this is the first episode where we have 5 regular presenters together. So we've got the various people that sort of involved. And Lucid Tactics, who you'll know if you play Dominions. Lucid is the best Dominions player I've ever played with. If we sort of go through the list, we've got Richard, who is the best Field of Glory player that I've ever played against. Lucid, the best of the Dominions players ever. Sean, I haven't actually played much games with Sean. I've seen Sean's content, but Sean is has come in behind the scenes and through here. But he's sort of been playing a lot of, I think, RTSs. And then we've got the two failures of the group, the ones who aren't very good at anything, battle mode and myself. I got to do that battle mode. I've got to self-deprecating for myself, but I'm going to include you in that hug of self-deprecation. Yeah. So Chris is saying subscribe and click the bell button. There we are. So and this is it was really good fun. Doing this actually, which was pretty cool. Now, I mean, it's sort of funny. We've got a pretty broad mix. It's all strategy game stuff, to be honest. We've got Ben and I do often have disagreements about games that we both love, and so we have extremely similar taste in games, but for sometimes quite different reasons. And this is actually I've got to say, in all honesty, and in all with everything sort of going all things being equal, I really enjoy the banter that I can have with Battle Mode, and we actually discuss games through Discord anyway, so we often are bouncing things off each other, and because we do actually have a different perspective, and for example, both Battle Mode and myself really do a lot of content for Shadow Empire. I don't think there's anyone else around that does it as much as the two of us, for example. So it's but there's different things that Battle Mode likes in Shadow Empire than what I like, and so I really I've got to say this I hate saying nice things about Battle Mode, but I really got to say that I really like seeing the perspective that Battle Mode brings whenever we discuss a game, because he looks at quite often the opposite side from what I look at. So Battle Mode saying, I was surprised at how well the 5-man team bounced off one another. Yes, no, I was the same. I was a bit worried that I was going to start to interrupt too much, because I like asking questions, and so I was just doing that. And I know that that's really hard for people to edit, and Lucid did the editing of it, and he did a great job of actually editing us all into it. It was pretty well done. So, and Battle Mode saying, we'll be covering some non-strategy stuff too. I've increasingly moved away from strategy and tactics games in recent months and gone back to action games a bit. Yeah, I sort of have a little bit with Intravenous and games like that. I mean, I guess you'd Quasimorph, is Quasimorph an action game? Anyway, it's going to be fun. It's a fun group. It's interesting perspectives. Everyone's got a different perspective on different things, and like Sean also brings a different group of thoughts about different games as well. So it's pretty good fun. Anyway, so Battleman's saying, thanks, Daz, appreciated. Yeah, we are a good compliment for one another, because we see stuff differently, but often have a lot to agree about. Contrary to popular belief. But we tend to like the same games a lot, but for different reasons. And then we end up with some games where you'll love it and I'll hate it, and the opposite as well. Anyway, I won't sort of preempt what we're going to be talking about, but there certainly will be a lot of direct argument and banter going back and forwards through meta abuse. So that's actually so this will be a regular thing that will come up, and I'll certainly just let you guys know when there's a new one out, just so you can actually listen to it. So Chris is saying, what's the consensus on here for real-time strategy games? I love them, as long as they've got a active pause. So for me, it's the active pause. But I'm saying we're trying to get Daz to play Project Zomboid, but technical difficulties put him off. Yeah, we planned to do a live stream on the weekend, last weekend, and so we decided we'd play Project Zomboid, and I've played it years and years ago, and I really liked it, because it is Cataclysm, Dark Days Ahead, essentially, but with nice graphics. And anyway, so it took me 2 hours to actually get the game to finally open up, and that was with 3 minutes to go before we were due to sort of start recording and playing together. And it was just going to be like Richard on the end there, Battle Mode, and myself. We're going to be playing this particular one. And I think Drexy as well was going to come in and play it as well. So it's going to be, I think ultimately going to be 4 of us. And what ended up happening was, I just couldn't get into the game. And I was, after 2 hours of trying to get the game to work, I was so shitted off. I thought, I just can't do this. And so I just rage quit. I rage quit and walked away. It does happen occasionally, not very often for me, but it does happen occasionally. So anyway, that's where we are. So meta abuse. Google it. YouTube, Google it, and just to see what's actually in there. So that's where we are. Okay, so Chris is saying Beyond All Reasoning is interesting. I don't know that one. All right, so now I haven't gone through anything. Let's just go through what other game. Oh, yeah, I did want to mention I'm playing a lot of games at the moment of Dwarf Fortress. I've actually got 3 games of Dwarf Fortress on the go. I've got one for YouTube that I'm recording. My God, when I release this, that's going to be so much fun. Please, if you're even on the fence about Dwarf Fortress, this is a tutorial series where I'm going to open it up actually because it is crazy. I don't think I did this last week. I don't think I even started recording it last week. I may have. Actually, another little thing with this Fortress Friday. On Fridays, I plan on playing Dwarf Fortress on my Twitch channel and having a named dwarf run, and that's been really good fun as well. So I'll just go into Dwarf Fortress. I'll show you the different things we have actually got through here. So I'll talk about that because in a couple of weeks' time we have the release of Adventure Mode, and I do want to test that out, but I really am not putting much stock in Adventure Mode, if I'm being brutally honest. We've got the if I just go and continue an active game. God, this is a good game. I mean, it's sort of I leave it for months and months at a time. That's why I wanted to actually have Fortress Friday, just so I can really keep on top of it for the whole year. I plan on playing this every week on Twitch, and I did mention it last week. I don't think I showed it though. I don't think looking forward to the YouTube series too. I'll be releasing them within days. I've recorded 3, and I've got 1 more to go, and I'm recording them as 2 or 3 hour episodes. So then it's not themed like my previous one. Sorry, this is not going up. I'll just go and do it again. So if I go into the interesting one, God, which one is it? I think it's this one here. Yeah, Skulls Earths. This is the one I'm using for the tutorial. You didn't show it, no. Okay, yeah, because I don't think I started. I think I started recording it after. I think I might have mentioned I was going to be doing it, and I may have started recording it, but every episode has been incredibly violent. Incredibly violent. Let me actually show you. Like, there's already bones and stuff out through here, and this is still in the first year. So we're still at the end of the first year, and at this stage, that's Cole. Okay. Let me talk about Cole. This is a character who is really the focus of the fortress, just through misadventure. So if we have a look at their health at the moment, you can see there's certain things. So her first finger left hand is broken. Her first finger left hand is smashed open. Her third finger right hand is broken. Her third finger right hand is smashed open. Her nose is broken. Her right ear is broken. Her upper spine is bruised. Now, you sort of think, oh, okay, she was in a bad fight there somewhere. No. She's been in every fight. And this is an animating biome. One of the really fun things with this is you sort of think, oh, what's a staircase doing out in the open there? And it goes up into a tree. I wonder why people are going up into a tree. There's bones in the tree. Actually, there was more bones than that. Some of them have now rotted away, but there was heaps of bones up in the tree. And so the reason that we've actually got this into here, and I think this is episode 1 or 2 or something, but there's Cole ultimately ends up getting trapped in the tree, being attacked by the undead. So that's one of the little adventures. I won't give too many spoilers, but I've never seen that before. I've never seen a dwarf jump into a tree and then not be able to get back out. And then you've got undead that you're then trying to manage as well. So we do actually have, it's an animating biome. I've made this one extremely aggressive at the start of this one. But there's some really interesting things in this map as well. Look, I'll just quickly go through the fortress so you can sort of see it. This is I didn't actually show it. But that was, when I recorded that episode where she was stuck in the tree, a big portion of the episode was trying to get her out of the tree before the rest of the undead actually could hunt them down, as in the dwarves that were trying to build this rescue mission for her. And so it was really fun. And every so often she'd be attacked by flying undead, and then she'd have to kill them. But she's what she is she's actually a lumberjack. So she's a skilled woodcutter. So she actually did have the axe. And so what was happening is she was cutting off, like if we have a look at this one here, what's that one? That's a mangled, raven corpse mangled right lower leg. She's not a combatant, and this is a raven corpse mangled skeleton. But there was also other things in through here, like there was, I think our guys may be going off and getting them, because we also have a necromancer tower nearby. So this is we haven't had the necromancers come yet, but she got attacked by undead ravens essentially in the tree, and so she was fighting them off with her axe, chopping them to pieces, and getting damaged in the process. We also have, it's not on the map at the moment, but there's also a fog that comes in, and the fog, if it hits any living creature, turns it into like a husk, like not a zombie. They don't, in fact, if I go and I can show you, because there's still actually the remnants of that back in here. So these are the undead crows, and you can see if I hover over that one, this is a raven cursed merc husk corpse. This is an undead corpse that has been touched by the fog that rolls in every so often. And when that happens, again, I think it was episode 3, is when we found out what the fog did. And so I'm giving sort of spoilers around. The thing with this one is that these actually ended up, these have become the merc husk corpses, which actually makes them stronger again. So these are actually more powerful undead, I think, because of that. Not that we can sort of see what they have. The health-wise, they cannot breathe. They've lost their vision because of because they're undead. Everything's rotted away. But they've now got this aspect where they've gone through the fog and have become much, much more powerful than what they were. If a human, if one of the dwarves, and we've had that happen as well, where the dwarves have actually also hit the fog. And there's no fog on the map at the moment, so there's no fog. It's all dissipated at the moment. But when that comes in, I need to take everyone inside. Just a real quick sort of rundown with the different things we actually have in the fortress. So Cole is often outside, which is why she tends to attract a lot of undead attention and a lot of problems. And she actually managed to avoid the fog when it came, but others didn't. So we've had battles in the fortress. You could, in fact, the teeth have all been placed in here. We've still got corpses. We've got it's a reanimating biome. So we've had one of the husks actually made it into the fortress, and then ended up killing one of our soldiers, which is this one over through here. Again, I'm telling you pretty much the plot line, but it was so much fun. It was the best fun playing Dwarf Fortress I think I've ever had, and I wish I had done that as a live stream with people naming the dwarves. It would have been so cool. It would have been so cool. Anyway, it's as we sort of go down through. Oh, this is got light aquifer. We've got a light aquifer in through here, one layer of it. And so I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. We're through the aquifer, and then we've got rock. So we hit the rock, but we then actually hit, after this point, we then actually started to hit another aquifer. So if I just go and click this one through here, you'll see the double things in through this other side. So we've got layers upon layers of aquifer through here again as well, that we had to then go and break through. And so we've now broken through this one. At this point, we start to hit rock, and I then had to drain all the water that accumulated. I didn't know that was an aquifer at one point, and so I've had to sort of then just go back in and hit that one before we actually hit the rock area. So it's now safe under here. So that was pretty cool, like, just to get us down into this side. I'm very compressed. We ultimately ended up with all the mud down in here, essentially, with the actual. With the flooding, essentially. And then we've sort of created like an area where I've got like another little fail-safe. Because it's such a dangerous location, this ultimately will just be a corridor. I'm just using it at the moment for wood. We've got like an airlock in through there, so we can lock that one down if we have to, down into this side. I had to, because of other injuries that Cole had. Cole nearly died in one of the other fights, not in the tree. In a completely different fight. Cole almost died fighting one of the husks, and there was been multiple of these creatures caught outside that have done a lot of damage. So they've become really quite aggressive. And so in this instance, we had to very quickly create a hospital in here to sort of look for things, and so we're still trying to deck that out at this point in time. We're seeing things, for example, like, why is there an iron shield? You never start a fortress with an iron shield. No, you don't. But when husks come and attack you, you've got that, and they're armed with they're like, one of them's a mace lord with iron weaponry. You're going to get iron weaponry if you survive it. So anyway, that's sort of where we are. Workshop layer there, very sort of briefly. We've got the I'm just starting like in my current recording, which I'm halfway through episode 4. Got the butchers with a whole lot of traps around it, just because this is where things will come back to life inside the fortress. So the butcher's shop we're just about to start butchering animals now. Clothing over this side, food over this side. I did take in some turkeys, so we've got turkeys back in through here. So we'll start to end up getting turkey poults and stuff, so we'll end up with a turkey industry. They can also then be used to create leather, so that's actually why I like to have turkeys, and they will then be used in the butcher's shop to get leather, but they will also come back to life, some of them. So some of them won't make it all the way across to the tanning shop. But I've got doors in through here to lock things in, and I've got traps in around the butcher's shop to capture anything undead that comes out of that particular location. It's very, very dangerous. Extremely dangerous. I'm going to be building soap making back over through here. I haven't done bedrooms yet. They will be on those layers. Then we have this area. This is going to ultimately be where we've got the burial chambers. We needed to get those established pretty fast. You can see there's already a couple of people in coffins for different reasons, which I won't go into. This will be the main meeting hall. I've got doors into each side of the side of the burial chambers, just so I can actually, if they come back to life, I can actually lock the door and just keep them sort of away. In fact, I'll probably end up, when we put people in here, I'll probably just lock the door as a matter of course, so that we end up after everyone's gone out of there, just so we can actually, if they do come back to life, I can then prepare for killing them again, which will be fine. And then we go back down. Now we've got some really interesting things that we actually found. This is actually a volcano that's not on the surface, and I didn't know that when we started. Back over here, we actually have a volcano, so it actually hits the surface here. So this is going to be extremely useful, and I have to figure out what to do with this one. So that's actually going to make this is going to be a great little run. Actually, I'm so looking forward to playing this. But this is really cool. So this is actually a volcano that we have. That we can then start to use, and this goes all the way sort of down through the fortress. It goes a long way down. We also the first time I went down, I missed this whole area. I was digging down through here and completely missed where it all was. But we did actually find the second cavern layer as well. So I've been lucky enough to be able to just wall off a small little area. You can sort of see there. That's pretty much that area of rock there is just one layer. So I can actually now have my farming established back in through here. I'll just right-click and just move that one through there. And I was able to then to get the grazing animals downstairs so that they actually don't die. But I think we've given the order to butcher, or maybe we haven't done it yet. No, I haven't done the butchering order yet for one of the horses. So we'll be butchering them when I start recording next. So that's actually where we are there. But what a great little map this is. This has been so much fun. So anyway, that's Dwarf Fortress. So Dominic's saying, so will you upload the Dwarf Fortress Friday videos to YouTube? That's a good idea, I didn't think of that. I've played one of them. Yeah, why not? Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, I could do that, because that promises to be pretty good fun as well, to be honest. What I might do is I might save them up and then do a few at a time, just so I can get this tutorial I really want to get out and without actually having too much other Dwarf Fortress content around it. But it's yeah, it really is. I'll just quit without saving. We'll just go and quit. But I was really taken by that. I thought that was actually really cool. And actually another thing on top of that as well. I'm going to. I didn't actually get this thing prepared. I'll just see if I can actually bring it up and somehow show it. If I just open up my Discord. Another YouTuber And I've just got to be careful what I show. I just want to make sure that, I don't know if I can do this. I'm just going to open up a pack. I don't know if I can actually, I'll see if I can open this one up. Can I open that? Oh, I can open this up in a browser. Check this out. Check this out. So yeah, Time and Tactics, who does YouTube videos, also a lot of Dwarf Fortress YouTube videos, actually shot me this yesterday, and so shout out to Time and Tactics. Actually, he's been doing tutorials as well for Dwarf Fortress for many years. He's got some really good content. If you wanted to sort of really find out the intricacies, for example, of siege combat and stuff like that, his channel is really awesome for that sort of information. So, hi Darren, saying hello from Albuquerque. There we are. But yeah, he's actually made this map pack, which, so if you have a bit of a search for him, in fact, he gave me the link. I'll see if I can actually just open that up as well. We'll open this one up. I didn't actually open this one up. So this is Time and Tactics, map pack. It's a World Gen map pack, which I do want to have a look at to see what sort of generation settings he uses. I don't think he uses the same aggression settings that I use with the way things are sort of working. I won't play it as such. I'll just go across. We've got South America, Australia in through there as well. And so he's talking about it. I'll have to have a look at this as well and just see what he's actually done, because he often finds intricate ways of doing things a bit more differently. So check that out as well.
Welcome to the chat.
I'll just pause that one. So he's actually got these map packs that I'm not sure where you get them from. Yeah, it was only 21 hours ago that he actually uploaded this. So yeah, I was pretty impressed when I saw it, to be honest. So I thought, wow, that looks really cool. So I thought I'd just mention that as well. So that's Time and Tactics with his World Gen download pack, the actual map pack, which looks very cool, I got to say. And he's got it all so it's all connected as well, which is great. I mean, a few of the islands aren't, but in reality, it's all like Sicily is attached to Italy, which you sort of have to do as well. Like you can't really isolate too much. The little islands don't matter, but the even island itself, I think there's still a connection through there and a connection through there. So it all works very well. I didn't actually know that you could actually do that one. So Tommy K saying should we just go back to that one? Saying that, yeah, actually it does look, but there's not much evilness. But having said that, it would be interesting to sort of see what actually does happen with it. And I've got to say, I know that this region of Australia doesn't have any water in it at all. So the actual forests and things that we see through there is not accurate, even slightly. I was actually born right in the middle here. So I was born about there. And that was just in the desert, sort of in rock desert, basically. So in rocky, broken, barren location. Was that made using perfect weld? I don't know. I haven't watched the video yet. But when he shot it through, I thought, wow, it looks really good. Like it's good on him for doing that. I mean, we've got different islands in through here. Possibly that should have been connected as a possibility. But overall, it's very well done. Yeah, very cool, I got to say. So anyway, that's that was Time and Tactics, sort of with that one through there, a bit more Dwarf Fortress news. So we've got that one in through there. So yeah, I don't know how it was made, to be honest. I'll have to look at the video, and so I've sort of got that on my. I saw it sort of at the end of the day yesterday, and I so I replied back saying, "Wow, that looks bloody awesome! Like it really does look good." So it was really well done. Anyway, that's very nice. I'll just go and just close down Discord again. Okay. So what else is there to talk about? Let's go and have a look and see what else is coming up in Steam. Again, I normally do this part of it half an hour before I start recording, but I actually was asleep at that point, which I'm actually thankful for, because I didn't get to sleep until after midnight. So it's now I was starting at 3 a.m. So I've only had a couple of hours sleep. Let's go back into library and library again. Okay, Nebulous Fleet Command, the carriers update. I put a video up about this yesterday. My God, what a game! What a game this is. this was I am so taken by this game. It is unbelievably good. I think I may have shown it. Did I open it up the other day? It's a game. I'm in no screaming rush. If I didn't, I'm going to do it now because I just love this game. And like I love the idea of this game. I'm terrible at it, but I love the idea of it. So if I just go into Nebulous Fleet Command, it's actually it's an incredible game. Okay, just click through the video. He did use Perfect World. There we go. So thanks, Dom UK. Let's go and open this one up. And I will show you this. It's funny, you know, when I first saw Nebulous, I thought, oh, wow, this is exactly the sort of game I want to play. Then I started playing it. This is probably a year ago. And I just thinking, oh, God, the complexity level is you know, second tier. Like it's, you know, it's just unbelievable with what you have to learn to actually play the game. So I stopped playing it, and I didn't actually record it. I thought, yeah, there's people that will enjoy it, but it wasn't. I didn't really think it was for me. But then I came back to it just before Christmas, and thought, oh, look, I'll give it a go again because you know it does rate incredibly highly. It's you know, people do really like the game a lot, and it's also like you know, it's sort of been made as realistic as it possibly can be made in terms of the way that shots are fired and things like that. It's a very interesting game. The one thing that's not realistic is, I guess, the movement. It does actually allow stopping, but even with that, it actually does stop using thrusters. I don't know what happens if the thrusters get blown up. So this is Nebulous back into here. So you end up with like your own sort of profile. And as you progress and get better at the game, you end up with a rating. I'm a midshipman, which is, I think, the worst of the worst. But it's an incredible game. If I just go in and the fleet editor, this is certain things when I've opened them up have sent a chill down my spine. Like as in, wow, this is really exciting stuff. The fleet editor was one of them. If I open up the fleet editor, what I've done is I've decided to I've built a fleet or a couple of fleets myself just to try to get used to the game. I often find doing sort of the next level of a game, like as in the building of something, you learn more about the game by doing that than what you do by just playing the game. And so that's why I do this sort of stuff. And so I made a little battle group in through here. If I just confirm the loading of this, just as a test to see how it works, and it's fairly functional. So this is like a battleship that I've made in through this other side, which on the surface doesn't look all that interesting, but when we get into the game, it really is. Though it's sort of fascinating. So I can talk about a few of these little things. The other thing I've got is I've got the battleship, and then I've brought along a little cutter in through here as well. That's a small ship. In fact, if we have a look at this ship itself, wherever you see an orange box and I can hover over it, it's a component that you can fill whatever you want inside it. So it's really cool. Hi Adrian, how are you going? So, hi Michael. We've got the and where we've got grey, we haven't actually filled that one, but I've only got 3,000 points in total for the whole fleet. So I've got to be careful, you know, what I put onto the actual ships. There's different types of aspects of the ship itself. There's the big ship underneath there, and so this one here has got different. Like these are the turrets with showing this sort of like, you know, essentially what their swivel is into these different areas. So we've got a fair few different little weapons on the actual ship itself. If I go and click on that one there, this is a radar on that bottom bit. The top up through here is a jammer. So these are actually electronic warfare systems. Back through here, we've actually got a point defense turret. So that's the PDT. And so you end up with these different things. Another one through there. Another one through there, for example. So this has only got point defense, plus it's got radar and jamming. So it's really just a electronic warfare ship. It also has at the front through here a special beam cannon that I've put in. And again, you don't have to do this. You can basically just put in whatever you like. And so if I remove that one, for example, if I go and actually I won't do it because it's, you know, sort of getting in the way. But it's just fascinating the you know, what you can do, the different sorts of things you can put in, and just how intricate it actually is. With the way it sort of does work. So if I just go and just cancel that one, I'll just cancel back out of this one here. But both ships, like this ship here, was just a very, very small ship, And it's got things, for example, on the inside, it's got like the bulk magazine for the weaponry, reinforced command and control. This is the bridge. We've got things, for example, like damage control center, a large damage control locker, a gun plotting center, which will actually then help with the aiming of the point defense turrets. We've still got the jammer at the top, a big reactor at the back of the ship. Up the top here, we've got a micro reactor, so I've just got like a backup reactor. And again, you just build them. I've got an empty module down the bottom there that I could, if I had the points, I could put something else in there as well. Back in through here, we've got the drive, like the main engine to drive these engines. They've also got little thrusters, which are just part of the actual ship design itself. It's very, very well done. Like in through here, fire suppression system if fires break out. Frontline radar in through here as well. So we've got like different radars and stuff. So this is a very, very basic ship. The other ship is much, much more complex with all of its componentry. And so this one here has got, for example, point defense turrets back in there as well. So we've got those. We've got big cannons. So it's almost like ship cannons from World War II. I understand cannons. I don't understand missiles or anything like that. So I didn't bother putting missiles on it. But I could have changed these out and put like missile systems in. So I can do anything I like with this. We're going to have different. There's a citadel bridge in through that side. We've got another bridge down in through the middle through here. But any damage, any bullet that goes, or any projectile that goes through the ship, anything it hits on the way through will do damage to that system. So it's very, very realistic in terms of what actually does happen. But it was great actually doing this because it gave me a real feel for the actual for what actually happens with the ships themselves. And so if I go into, I'll just start a game so you can sort of see it. If I go into, I'll just go back out and exit to the main menu. Just go to single player. The game shines as multiplayer. There will be single player content coming fairly soon, but if we go into like a skirmish, the campaign at the moment is just a tutorial, and I've only done 3 of them, but you really do need to do those. The skirmish is if I just go back in, you've now got. I didn't think this was here before, but you can actually now designate easy versus your own sort of level that you actually have. You then actually have different fleets you can bring back into the game. Like if I go in and bring in because they've just brought in carriers into the game itself. If I go in, for example, there's 2 different factions in the game. If I just bring in a single carrier, this big carrier in through here, this is an Amethyst Squadron. It's a full fleet carrier equipped to destroy the opponent with overwhelming force, launch halberd skiffs and position them to provide bubbles of radar coverage. There's all sorts of different carrier aspects that this one has actually got. So I'll just go and confirm that one. So that will be a carrier versus the battle group that I had just designed myself. If you're learning the game, I would strongly suggest initially add another CPU to your own group and just set them to whatever you want, and so that way you will overwhelm the enemy, but you'll learn a lot by what the other group will then go and do. It's a good way to actually play the game. You've got different maps that are like multiplayers. Some of them are, I've also got a mod which is procedural, so I'll just go and bring this one in. You've got different game modes. I'll just go to, say, Annihilation. Time limit, no limit in this instance. This is the Pedito. I don't know what this one does. This is all doing stuff for the team size. I'll make it say 2. So we'll just go that way. And I'm not sure exactly how this all works, to be honest, this mod. So just go and get started. So there will be an AI. So we're doubling the points. This is going to be an easy fight. I'll play a little bit of it so you get a bit of a feel for it. So we have to then designate where our group is going to come in. So we've got our ally is coming down the bottom here. This is randomly generated. This is a randomly generated area with a big open area in the middle here. So if they're coming in from the bottom, I'm going to come in from the top. So I'll move into that zone through there. So I'll just start to sort of position myself in through here. Using the terrain is incredibly important in this game. So let's just go and deploy. Now, this is the 2 ships that we have in our fleet, the big battleship and then the cutter. So the Legionnaire is the battleship. So it's now coming back through, and we may be able to pick up the enemy coming in as well. So it does a reverse burn just to sort of to stop itself. And so we're now in through here. And the way that the game sort of works is that we've now got the two ships. They're sort of doing what they're doing. They've just stopped their burn. They're now sort of finished moving. If you press space, you then go into this particular planning phase, where I can actually press M and start to move my way. If I grab the Legionnaire, if I press M, I can then start to sort of move my way through. Let's just move our way down, and if I press Control, I'll just move down a little bit as well. So we sort of move down. That little red line you're seeing through the terrain is that's actually where the terrain actually is. So let's just move down into the middle. And so the other one will then sort of take that as well. So we now start to move. Now these will then move. They'll start with the thrusters at the front of the ship, and then these are big ships, and so it's going to take a long time for it to slowly turn around before it can then start to use its rear again. If I press the F, it'll just focus on the actual ship itself. It's a beautiful game. Like it looks really crappy in terms of the actual ships and things, but what it does is incredibly good. I'll play it until we actually find the enemy, and then I'll show you. You'll see how the game actually then works with the carrier fleet. And so we've got our other ally is down the bottom there, so they're actually sort of, I can press F and see what they're up to as well. And so they're actually moving in somewhere. I don't know where they're actually moving, but they're also moving in. So this is the OSPN Legionnaire. Just go back up to our ship, which was up that way. Just press F again. Just focus on it, and you can sort of do. And when you see something, you can start to focus. Now I'm going to turn off my radars, and I'm not going to use the comms. This will then make it so that we end up with the signature is just going to be nominal. If we have a look at the cutter is also nominal at this stage. So we've got this is the radar signature. So all these things are taken into account. Yes, Sizzle's saying what's wrong with how the ships look. Oh, people complain about it. Has Homeworld vibes. This is way beyond Homeworld, way beyond it. And so it's trying to still turn. It's incredibly slow to maneuver this ship, whereas this ship up through here will maneuver fairly quickly ultimately. So if I just go back to the cutter and just press F, if I give it any actual orders, it will then move out of being with this particular ship. This one can't protect itself very well, so you can see it's just rotating around the ship. It's maintaining its position relative to our ship. I can go and reposition it. With any of the ships, what I can then go and do is, if I go and right-click on the ship itself, I've then got all sorts of different orders that then open up. So this is actually form with ship, and we can then set where it goes in relation to the ship. Things like that. It's actually pretty cool the way it sort of does work. Going back to the Legionnaire as well, just press F so we focus on it, right-click. So we've got different weaponry. We can then sort of go and start to target the enemy when we start to see them. The point defense will just operate automatically. I can't speed up time, unfortunately, but it's still trying to turn around before it can make use of the. Actually, what I might do is I might just go and press space again, and we've only gone a small portion of the way through. Let's now give a direction to move even deeper. So I can use waypoints. If I just press M, I'm going to move all the way over to here somewhere, and I'm just going to go and just drag down and go through the middle of these. Yeah, I'll just go down to here somewhere. It's so much easier using that method, and because the enemy would be on the other side here somewhere. But it's an amazing game. Oh, the other thing too, when you build the ship, this is your damage control with all the stuff that we built. And again, this is something when I opened this one up, I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. We've got different damage control teams in through here. I've got some at the front of the ship. I really should have some at the back. I haven't really sort of spread them out very well. So we've got damage control locker through here. We've got another reinforced damage control locker. There's our reinforced command and control. There's our citadel at the top. We've got scramblers. We've got all sorts of different things in here. The cannons in through this other side. This is our damage control center. So we've got that in through there, which I love. So you can see that we're now just using those side thrusters. We're still trying to turn this ship around to be able to then use our main thrusters in behind here. So it looks like Lego toys. Yeah, that's the it looks like it, but it's so functional because all of those little things here are in the profile of the ship. And so any damage that comes into the ship will take out these components. It really is amazing. Drex is saying, look who's leaking Distant Worlds 2 info. Now, we found out I wasn't. It was Eric that leaked it, not me. It's not my fault. I'm not taking responsibility. Now, we still haven't found... I'm not sure where the enemy is. Can we still see... yeah, there's the others. They've sent their cutter off in behind. We're still not seeing any of the enemy just yet. Here we go. Main engine is now kicking in. We're now going to be able to move fairly fast, but it takes a long time for the big ships to maneuver, and it's just using these little thrusters at this point in time. So as it sort of comes through, this is a randomly generated map, which I quite like. I love randomly generated stuff, which I'm guessing you guys all know if you're watching my channel. But by turning off the radar, if I turn it back on again, it will then start to sort of change what the signatures are, where we sort of have, I don't know if we can see any dead. So the radar signature is -34 by having that one turned off. We're still using the cutter, which has got it on. Yeah, so that's looking for enemy sightings. I don't know how to use electronic warfare at all, so that was actually one of the reasons for building the cutter. I wanted to figure out how I could actually make use of that and do jamming. But most of the carrier craft will ultimately be coming. They should be here any second now.
Sector traffic.
Back to the main one. Just wait for something to happen. So now we actually do have the big engines now kicking in. They're now swinging through to head towards that particular location through this big honeycomb asteroid. Here we go. Okay, here we go. We're now picking up information. We don't know what it is. It's 7 kilometers away. So we'll start to sort of now make our way towards whatever that is. And we're getting other blips somewhere. If I just go and press space again. Whoa, here we go. There's actually a heap of them down below. So there's a lot happening down this other side. That's just sort of on the same plane that we're on. They're back over there. So now they're making their way through to the other fleet. So if we press F there and have a look at this one here, if I just press space. So these are going to get attacked. Here they come. Okay, if I just, I can pause time in this one. You can set it up so you can pause time. They're attacking the cutter. So the cutter is in through there. This one here has also got its, well, the AI is directing what's happening through here. As you know, we're not seeing what's going on. So I was hoping to sort of see what the orders were that this one actually did give. But these are coming through and being attacked by the first fleet. Now, if I go and press space, F here, I can't see them yet. We don't have visuals, but let's actually just see what actually happens if we maybe look at these. Can we see these yet? These are missiles. Yeah, we can start to now see the missiles. So these are missiles being fired by the small craft at the cutter. Let's just go and open this one back up again. Here comes the point defense. Now they're using evasion with the missiles. And they're making their way through. Bang, bang, bang. Now this cutter has now taken a lot of damage. That was using point defense to try to sort of stop it as well. Here we go, another wave of, and we're seeing the point defense coming back in again. So if I just have another quick look, we've got a missile tracking. I'll just go back into the middle here somewhere. See if I can pick up some of the small craft that are coming in with them in behind the missiles. So these missiles have now launched again at the cutter, and they're going to try to destroy the cutter in one big fell swoop. It's such a cool game with what's actually happening here. And if we go back to the cutter again and have a look at it from the cutter's perspective, look at the damage that's already been done to this ship. And so it's venting oxygen from different areas. Most of the internals have now been taken out. We don't get to see this one because we don't control it, but it is in a world of pain, a world of trouble. Even the point defense looks like it's now stopped. Let's just watch what actually happens here. So all these missiles are coming in. Bang, straight through the middle. All of these missiles are hitting. And there's more missiles. Oh, and this cutter, the Legionnaire has also taken damage. So it's unfortunate it wasn't ours that actually took the damage in through here. Let's just go that way. They may abandon ship at this point. That looks debilitating. Like this looks like they've been absolutely decimated. Let's have a look at the Legionnaire. Just focus on this one, and just see that one did take some damage in the front. So they've still got some. They can't use their big guns. They can only use their point defense. They're still trying to hit different things. There's still more missiles on the way. So let's go and check this one out. So still got more missiles coming in towards now the Legionnaire. So they now think that the cutter is essentially out of action. So they're now ignoring this. In fact, we can see down through here different information about what's going on with this one. So they've got a radar lock on that one anyway. But yeah, there's big problems there. And on this Legionnaire, they're still actually okay. So even though they're taking damage, let's see if we can find the small craft. So these are the small craft F. So they're now moving back. These were little interceptors that had come back in and are now, or either interceptors or bombers. See the evasive maneuvers. That's so that they won't be hit by the. Here they come again. They're going to come in, firing yet again, and now they're going to try to maneuver away. But the point defense is now destroying the rest of these. So the Legionnaire is, here it goes, it's being targeted, but not quite, it's surviving. Oh, there we go, it just got hit really badly, and it's now out. It's now out. Bang, gone. What a cool game. Guys, what a cool game. Here comes another wave of missiles coming from bombers, I'm guessing. Have a look. We don't get to see these. These are too far away. So it's now taken more damage, and we can see with this one now selected that we now have problems on this particular one. We're seeing it's venting oxygen. A lot of the front has now been hit pretty hard. So it's in trouble as it sort of tries to make its way through to a different location. There's lifeboats. These, hang on, sorry. These are the lifeboats coming from the cutter. So if we press F in through there, this has now been abandoned. It's now grey, and so these are the little lifeboats from the actual cutter itself. So these are actually now abandoned ship. Oh yeah, it's a cool game. Anyway, that's where we are. If we go back to our ship, I don't know if we can. I don't know how we maneuver. I think if I press space and then just go back out and actually find it. Yeah, we're actually being targeted now as well. F. Just go and press space, but we haven't actually taken any damage yet. We've come through the middle, so we're finding, and this will be if we go and press on this one through here. This is actually a small skiff, but what it is, it's armed with practically nothing. So there's our ships. This is actually like a scout ship. This actually, it's like a radar ship to see where things actually are. So after all that, there we go. Our point defense just took it out. So the Legionnaire just fired and destroyed that one as well. It's just incredible, this game. Anyway, so I won't keep on gushing over this game, but this is a game that I really want to learn how to play. So I'll just escape. We'll exit the main menu, confirm. And when you do exit, you can then sort of see the damage. This is actually the damage. So the actual of their main ship was fine. They did lose some of the Barracuda. So their bombers were all okay. And what will happen is their bombers will then go back to the big ship. So this is their ship, and will then reload, rearm, and then go back and fight again. And the trouble they're going to have is it's going to take a long time for them to restock. They've lost one of the halberds, which is the one that we just took out ourselves, and so the bombers were all okay. They did lose 7 of the Barracudas, which are these are the fighter craft, which have got their own missiles as well. But the actual bombers, you can see there the damage dealt by the bombers, 8,882 in 3 sorties. So they actually fired in 3 different sorties with their different groups. They only did 533 damage because the fighters don't have anywhere near as powerful weaponry on board. But they're great at taking out small craft and point defense. So they're mainly a point defense type arrangement, and then this one here is mainly just for scouting. So so they've got 6 of them. They've lost 1 of them because we've blown it up. If they lose all of their small craft, that's basically it's just the carrier on its own. The carrier is quite weak. If we have a look at the this one is limited at 8 minutes, and so we can actually have a look to see what actually happened through here. Very little was left alive on this particular ship. If they take enough damage in these back areas, they can blow up and take out things like it's a nuclear explosion, and just sort of does a lot of damage. They've also got like different ratings. Like the sense of warfare was terrible, the missile defense was terrible with the point defense. The area breakdown engineering was fair. I don't know what that is. Engineering mobility considers resource generation and consumption. Our ships didn't take any damage, so we're still going strong. The Legionnaire back in through here, good with engineering, but terrible with missile defense and sensor warnings. So that's and it ended up taking a lot of damage through this middle part of the ship where those missiles actually hit it. So it's still got a lot of different bits and pieces. We're seeing other things were then taken out. So one of the damage control teams was taken out completely, which is then going to make fixing the damage much more difficult on that particular ship. Yeah, it's very cool. Like whereas ours in through here, no damage at all. We didn't actually have any sorties come up against us. So anyway, that is Nebulous Fleet Commander. It's a game that I'm just blown away by. I'm actually blown away by this game. It's I'm terrible at it, but God, it's just so inspiring to play. Anyway, that's there we are. Viren Games is saying, great game, and I hope they make more co-op / single player content. Well, that's the next step, and that's just, I actually, when, it's a Hooded Horse game, and so I was talking to the guy from Hooded Horse about the carrier update, and so I got like a release so I can actually sort of open that content up early so I could record stuff for it. And I was talking to him and saying, oh, look, I'm terrible at the game. I love it, but I'm terrible at it. And he's in the same boat as well. And so I said, look, you're not going to like this question, but they took away the single player campaign, and that was actually a source of contention about the actual game itself. That was something where people are going, don't just support the multiplayer community, support the single player community as well. And so that was actually a big negative about the game, was that they actually abandoned the single player campaign content, and it looked like it was quite promising what they were building. Anyway. In the big release that came with the release of this carrier update, they did actually talk about that. And at the very, very end of that, there is the next thing they're going to work on is to rebuild a meaningful single-player campaign that progresses along. And so they were saying it's not easy. They went through all the different problems that they actually have with the development of it, but they want to do something. They want to do it right. Whereas where they were heading initially was not, the focus of what it wasn't the way people were playing it. So they've learned a lot of lessons from that, and they're going to be building something purpose-built. So that's the next big thing coming for Nebulous. So I think the next update for Nebulous is going to be massive. Like it's going to be so much fun. So I'm really looking forward to that. But I want to be good enough at playing it to be able to at least hold my own with the game if I can. I am terrible at the game though. So Thor is saying that point defense looks amazing. Reminds me of flak over Baghdad in the yeah. It's interesting. It's funny also how you can program all the different bits in the ship to either use evasive tactics or to use standard maneuvers, whatever he wants to do. Anyway, it is coming. The single player content is going to and the single player progression campaign is being looked at very, very solidly now. I don't know how long that will take. Probably could be 6 months. I would if I was guessing, and that is purely a guess. But yeah, that's the next thing coming. So that's going to be awesome. There's going to be some tweaking with the carrier update. But yeah, that's the next big focus for the game, which is great. Okay, let's go back to our news. So we've done the first bit of news. What's new this week is the major update, the carrier update. So that was the carrier was those small craft They were firing missiles. Missiles were introduced in the game, I forget how many months ago, fairly long time ago, maybe a year ago, and that's quite complex. The missiles, the carriers then make it even more complex, but it's very rewarding to play. Urban Strife. I started to play this one. So regular update. We continue optimizing our animations. Okay, Urban Strife looks really interesting. This is like a zombie survival game with what it actually is. If I just go across to it and go to where we actually are. And so you essentially are a small group in a community trying to survive the zombie apocalypse. The good thing about it is this game actually is very well done in the sense of the actual the tactical base of how you play it. If we go I mean, with the theme of good, bad, and the ugly, I guess the bad or the ugly aspect of this one is that you're playing in a preset map, and you're with preset characters, and so you're recruiting people. Now you can lose the characters. You do have there's still content that will change, but it's not like in Cataclysm, Dark Days Ahead, or Project Zomboid, where you end up with a random map to play in. There's some random things that do come in, but it's minimal. So it's like people have been saying I should be playing Caves of Cud again, and I find Caves of Cud the same sort of deal, where you've got like a standardized open world that doesn't change, and you then just have little random things that happen inside that. I want to say Caves of Cud, I can understand why people love that game. I just don't. I just really don't warm to it, and I just don't enjoy playing it. I did actually load it back in. I've actually now got it back on my system, and I just don't like it. I don't know why. I haven't played very much of it. I've played this one for only about half an hour. I was going to do some recording on this one, because I wanted to sort of see how it's interesting. It's very interesting. It's worthy of a video to sort of go through it. But anyway, that's got more updates coming, so we'll actually cover that one. So that was actually people asked about whether I'd played this one. I now have had a look at it. So my take on that one is that it would be much better if the actual map was random. A bit like Conquest of EO, like Spellforce Conquest of EO, like before they had the random maps. And I haven't played with the random maps. So Michael's saying, is it worth $33.99? It's early access state. Is that on my store page? Mine's probably going to be more being Australian dollars. Yeah, $50 Australian. It's up to you. This is the way I would sort of present it. In terms of what it looks great. So it's a good looking game, but is it worth that much? I think you have to make that up your mind yourself, to be honest. Too many halflings, says Sithal. There we are. Have on my wish list, but haven't tried it yet, says Michael. Yeah, it's a good looking game. The combat is good as well. It's sort of a bit like XCOM in the way that it sort of is played out, but it is interesting. But as I say, it's not really random maps. There are some random campaigns. There's certainly character progression, and that is meaningful. So you do actually have meaningful progression through the characters and equipping different characters and things like that. So it's got a lot of good things about it. But I just get stuck on games where the maps aren't random. I don't know why I'm so hell bent on procedural content, but I really like procedural content. It means a lot to me, and I will forgive a lot of crap in a game if it's got procedural content that curated maps don't have to worry about. So yeah, sort of it's a funny one. I mean, there's other games as well that I really like, that where they also don't have procedural content, like the Terminator Dark Fate Defiance is another game where the maps are what they are. So anyway, that's where we are with the Urban Strife. Go back to the library again, and so that one there on the Western Front. I haven't played much of this, It's sort of one of these things where I do mean to play this one to test it out. It looks interesting. I just haven't been able to get into that one as well. Now, Boat Crew I loved. I've got to say, I absolutely loved this game. Again, it's got real maps, but you've got a lot of choice with what you do with it. As you might have noticed, we've been following on from our Discord. We've taken a little detour. Okay, so I don't know what's going on there. Part motivated by feedback that the early game can be frustrating to new players. Do enough to tell you that you are making progress. I really enjoyed this game. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's one of these games you can just pick up and play. It's sort of like if you compared this one to Nebulous. In terms of Nebulous, you've almost got to go back through and think, okay, what were those those important keyboard shortcuts that you need to know? The big one is right-clicking on the ship that you've got selected is actually just that alone is going to save you a hell of a lot of time. But when I came back to it after just playing it a few weeks ago, I forgot that I could right-click on the ship, and I was trying to figure out where's all the bloody commands, to move the ship and do all sorts of stuff like that. But as soon as you do the right-click, it then all opens up, So it's just funny. But I still have trouble aiming guns and things in Nebulous. Anyway, this game is not like that at all. It's very, very simple in what it does do, but extremely well done. Really, really like this game, actually. So I'll look forward to playing that one again. Let's have another quick look. Mana Lords. I haven't played much of Mana Lords. I keep on meaning to do it, and I just haven't done it. Archmage Rises. I'm not sure about that one. Civ 6. There's another roundup of Civ 7 news. Okay. I'm going to have to approach the devs and try to get my hands on that one, if I can. Oh, Lens on Snapshots. So they're back now releasing video content through here again. These are worth having a look at, actually, if you're into medieval history. So when this next series of snapshots finishes, I'll then be doing another live stream on Field of Glory Kingdoms. I really enjoy Field of Glory Kingdoms. I think it's done incredibly well. Venture Mode is the big news coming in a little while, January 23rd, and the Beta 28 update will then sort of come through, so it's almost time there. I'm going to have to test Adventure Mode and see what I think of it, so I'll probably do that on one of my Fortress Fridays, just to sort of give it a bit of a go to see actually how that one does actually work. Civ 7, this is just information, so not really an update as such. Intravenous 2, Beta 25, and all changes so far. This is such a good game. Anyway, that's from a week ago. From the Depths that's from Christmas. Xenonauts 2, that's the guy that's been having fun with that as well on my Twitch channel. These are the effects we're seeing through here with Nebulous. That was a week ago. Xenonauts again. Yeah, that's all the news. Okay, I don't think there's anything else I needed to talk about. I feel that there is a game I was supposed to mention, and I just can't think of what it actually is. Gratian saying, started playing Glorious Companions, the key I won a couple of weeks ago, and very fun so far. Yeah, that's cool. That's great. I'm glad. I was so pleasantly surprised with Glorious Companions. It was much, much better than what I expected. Like, it was, I didn't think it was going to be anything like what it was, but it's actually really, really quite good. So this 1.1 gigabyte Xenonauts 2 update today, says Sorbicol. Let's have a look and see. Not for me. No, I don't have it. Maybe it came a few days ago, and it's already installed. I did actually have one that was installed. I don't know what this one here is for. It's only 32 megabytes. That's nothing. It's not big enough to worry about. I don't know how big the beta update was for Distant Worlds 2. But anyway, I think what we'll do is let's get the marble run underway. Voodoo Dog saying Civ 7 seems like they maxed out the possible ways of monetizing a game. Oh, that sounds dangerous, Voodoo Dog. I don't know anything at all about it, to be honest, but I think I'm going to have to get hold of it if I can. I don't do much Civ content. I don't mind the game, but I just don't. I hate the eras in these games. I just don't like them. Give me Age of Wonders 4 any day. So I started playing a session of that on my Twitch channel as well. I've got to be careful what I upload to YouTube, because if I do too much of one thing, it actually crushes the algorithm, which is a real shame, because like I have so much. I much prefer doing the long content. Like really, really playing a lot of it. So Silver was saying I'm on the experimental branch. Maybe that's it. I am too. That's, I think. Let me have a look. Pretty sure I was on I am still on experimental. Let's go back into the library. And Xenonauts. Yeah, I'm on the experimental branch there as well. Yeah, so I'm not sure. Go to Community Hub and have a quick look. Discussions. Yeah, I'm not seeing it there. Funny, that's question. I like reading the questions that people have. How to keep armor when a soldier dies. So saying if a soldier dies with warden armor, do I have to take a corpse back on a Chinook, or does it reclaim after mission success? Yeah, that's wrong information. Sadly, the armor is destroyed if they do not survive, if I recall correctly. Default setting, at least most difficult presets. Just kill them. No soldiers set to off. Yeah, okay. Been a while since I did anything. Okay, I'm not sure about the armor. Actually, yeah, I enjoy reading these little questions because yeah, I learn things as well. Anyway, but I'm not seeing there about the update. I'm assuming I've actually got it installed. Yeah, so okay, there we Michael saying that milestone 5.6 was 3 days ago. I was playing Xenonauts within the last 2 days, so that would be why mine would have already updated in that case. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I got an update because the last update was only like a few days ago, and that fixed the problem I had with trying to transfer aircraft from base to base. So yeah, that's sort of been done. So I'm saying that's it, but I usually have Xenonauts automatically download. It can be automatic download. Like if I go back into my downloads, you'll sort of find that these are all automatic downloads. That one's going to be doing today. Airborne Empires has got another one queued up for today as well. But some of these will be tomorrow. So these are still there. If I start to play the game, they'll just load in. Like if I play Zero Sievert, it will, even though it's scheduled for 24 hours from now, it'll just download it at that point. So they just have them scheduled. Some of them can be quite a far way out. This Dominion's one is set for January 22nd. Yeah, so there's a few that are sort of a fair way out in the future. Anyway, let's go and start the marble run. So I'll just what I'll do is I'll open up the area with Nightbot. So we'll just get Nightbot installed. Add the chat. And we will go to giveaways, and okay, what we need to do is we just go to settings. So yeah, send a message containing the word win in the chat to enter the giveaway. And so the giveaway today is going to actually be Airborne Empires. So or Airborne Empire. So the game that's just released today. So I've got a key to give away. If it doesn't work, let me know, please. So if you do win it and you try it and it doesn't work, I will then have to give you a different key for a different game. But at this stage, it's going to be Airborne Empire is the key. We did that at the start of the session. So I'll let you guys do that. I'll start to load in marble runs, or the marbles on stream, and we'll get it all set up. So it's a good one today. It's like as in a brand new game. Literally came out today as well. So I've been sitting on this. I've been sitting on this key though for a year. So it feels like a year. It's been just sitting in my. I've got a text area. So I'm hoping that the key still works. It may or may not. So I will see how we go. Just going to continue. Now I just go to race. And I've just got to set up the details here. Okay, so we'll add names. We'll just clear the current list. Go back to where we are, if we can do it. The giveaways. Okay, so we've got 32 entries, which will be good. What we'll do is I'll go and grab all of those. I'll also just go and get Sublime Text so I can do what I need to do. That's for this is for my my Twitch Dasdemption dwarf names. People have been naming more dwarves than what I've got at the moment, so it's I've got to put them in. Open recent. Where are we? Just go into marble names. Delete. Okay, so. Got 34 entries now, so yeah, just type in win if you want to be in it. Now, Elephant Man. I'm just going to, yeah, I've got this is actually a little bit of interest. So Elephant Man is in the running here. Elephant Man is our highest scoring winner of all time. And to put this into perspective, if like with the new point system we have, so we'll watch and see who wins this one, but Elephant Man would have scored 72 points when he won his massive win. So there was a lot going on there, 34 in through there. So Elephant Man is the current record holder for the win score. There we go, still got 34. Is that everyone? Should actually, I thought there was another one there that, does Tom Kemp come in? Yeah, there we go, you've got you there. Okay, 34. Let's just copy these across. Copy all eligible entries. And now just go back open and open up this. Control V, and then I just use the, if I go into, into here, I need to go into find, replace, and I've got set for a bit of regular expression replacement. So just replace all. That should be everyone. Now the last time I did have to change Cookie and Cocoa Christmas. For whatever reason, this is, if I go Control V, no, it's still coming in with a different font. Not sure why that is actually. That's weird. I'll just call it Cookie, okay? So Cookie, you're just down as Cookie because it breaks the game by having whatever formatting you've got. I don't know why yours is different. Yeah, that's to change it to Cookie. So we had to do it again this time. So I did notice that when you put the win in, I thought, oh, I've got to remember to I don't know why it does that actually. I don't know why the formatting is different. It's weird, very strange. Maybe you've set up something where you're actually using like using the special. You've probably done something tricky, I would guess, with your naming of your character in YouTube to put in all of alphanumeric numbers to get a different part of the font or something. Who knows? All right, let's go and we'll just go and save. It's not the font, it's the different characters. Yeah, not the true. Yep, that's true. Yep, I don't want to break it. Yeah, that's okay. We'll just call you Cookie. So if Cookie wins, now we did actually have last time, we had a couple of mics that were just mic. This time we don't have any mics. So just make sure there's no one that's actually, we don't have any double ups with names. It's the first time I've ever had that. But Elephant Man at the top here is our top score at 72. So just keep that in mind when we look at the scores, because that was unbelievable. So we'll just do a save here. So marble names have now been saved. Go back to marble names. Open. Finish. Go back out to the Grand Prix. 3 maps. Bots. 34. Okay, good luck everyone. Autofill. So 3 maps there. They're all reasonable. So I don't remember any of these names, so that's all okay. Let's just go and play it. First one's a long one at 3 minutes. So 72 is the record, and Elephant Man is back in the race. He's defending that record, or he's going to try to break it. I forget how many. I think it was 2 wins in the second place or something like that. It was just ridiculous. It was ridiculous. So there we go, guys. So good luck. We'll get started. So straight through. So we've got Bloyermind out in front with Cookie over the other side through there. Coming back into the middle here. So the first one through is going to be... Now, I don't know if that electrical thing will actually blow people up or something. Who knows? Bloyermind and Cookie and then Garation, Legit Spoon. So I've got a few of them sort of now making their way through. Let's see what happens at the back end of this. Cookie's now the first one out with Bloyermind, Legit Spoon, and then everyone else. Cookie's the first one out here. So Cookie with Legit Spoon, Mad Hat Raven Desk on the other side, slowly making its way through this little area. Cookie's still out in front. We've got some danger coming up, guys. You've got some danger. So nobody's fallen off yet. Cookie's gone backwards and actually it's now Bloyermind has now hit the lead again, with Dave now coming in second. Bloyman is being pushed right back, almost thrown off the map. Dave is straight through now, miles out in front of everyone else. This is going to be the danger zone in here. So where this one actually hits. Sithel is gone. See you later, Sithel. Sorbacollar's gone. Lots of danger. Lots of danger. I think they're being thrown out from there. There we go. Yep. Now, Elephant Man has now hit the lead, I think. As is his rights to do so. After the incredible run that he has. We'll see who else there is coming up through here. I don't know where the actual leading thing is. I'm guessing this is going to be the back end, but actually Dave's still out in front. So we've got Dave out in front there. Oh, and there's different things attacking it. This will be interesting to see what actually happens in through here, but he's made it through. Oh no, Dave didn't make it through. Dave got crunched by whatever this is. Now this is Ladron is through. Tiger for us is through. Ladron is in. Tiger is in and straight through. It actually skipped over the top and wins. So Tiger Russ is the winner. We're losing more. No, Cookie's now coming back through. Thor is gone. Thor is gone. Elephant Man is out. Oh no, the record holder is out. There we go. So we've got In My Heart is now coming in second. Michael coming in third. Bajink is fourth. ZXM or Began is now fifth. We've got Legit Spoon sixth. Cookie seventh. You get 10 points for coming in 10th. So Mad Hat Raven Desk is, yes, just makes it. Everyone else will be just basically getting it. Well, there's a fair few people now that have actually dropped out there as well. So when you have a small number of finishes, so what a great start. We've got Viren Games. They're going to, it's in Maladroit. They're going to be gobbled up by the end there. Maybe make it through and get the 1 point. Yes. Just makes it before the map catches up with them. So anyway, that's pretty cool. Final result. We don't look at this first one, which sort of looks at like different things. We look at the Grand Prix, and so we have Tiger Russ, I'm In My Heart, Michael Druss, Bajink, etc., etc. So we got down to Tail Sly Fox. The 14th place did get 1 point. In fact, the last one there didn't actually make it, did they? So anyway, that's where we are. CB. I know Viren Games did make the point. So Viren Games did get the point there in the end. Next map. Good luck, everyone. So remember, 72 was the total points that Elephant Man got probably a year ago now. It was a long time ago. Might have been a year ago. Maybe not. Maybe not a year ago. Anyway, it was the most amazing run ever. And now we've got lasers here. This is going to be interesting. So Dom UK is the first one to tackle the lasers. Ooh. There's a few that are making it through. No, Michael and Serenity have gone, so they're out. And Tail Sly Fox has gone as well. Now this has been another area where there's going to be a lot of carnage. We'll just watch this as it comes through. Duration out in front. It's going to hit this level. Everyone else is ganged up in behind. Here they come. They've all been released into the pit, but the Duration is the first one to take this laser throwing area head on, straight in. Now this will also push you out. Whoa, Duration just makes it across. Just makes it across. Oh no, that's been. I thought you were hit then. Just making it all the way through. There we go. There goes Thor again. Another failure. In My Heart is also failed. Oh no, you actually managed to skip onto the map and hit the lead nearly. Well, that sometimes can happen. Maybe your lucky day. You did well in the last one. You're still alive here. Just. You shouldn't be. But you skipped ahead of a lot of other players. So Tom and Cookie have now gone as well. People have been missing the back end there. Who will come through these loops? Actually, In My Heart looks to be in the lead now. It may be In My Heart's day. No, it's Bilko. But it could be anyone's race here. So we're moving through now into this bottom section. Yeah, in my heart, Chris got killed. Mad Hat Ravendesk just got killed as well by the laser. Have to make it through here, guys. Have to make it through. Is that laser going to get anyone else? Oh, actually, you've already finished. Naz FOE is finished. This is the actual the end. Gratian, Sorbicol, Tiny Mutant Squid, Guy Bellaby, Legit Spoon, Bloyermind, Ghost of Shows, Voodoo Dog, and then 10 points to Bajink as well. Hugh David got killed by the laser. Still got a few more points to pick up, guys, if you want them. So that opens up the game because the leaders from last game didn't really make it through this turnaround. So anyone can win here, but nobody can challenge the big points there from Elephant Man, including Elephant Man. Dom UK is just going to make it. All right, so just makes it in. Final results. So we have a look at the Grand Prix scores. So we have 21 points is Naz FOE. We've got Bajink at 20 points. We've got Tiger Russ at 20 points. Garation is 18. God, this is anyone's game here, guys. Anyone's game. Anyone really can win this from pretty much anywhere, to be honest. I won't even try to remember who's out in front here because it's just, it really is anyone's game. So good luck. This is the last map. So next map. God, these are fun doing these. This is clean up racing. This will be a racing track, I think. Do enjoy the marble run. That last map was pretty good, actually, I've got to say. So we get started. Oh no, it's not a loop. It's not a circuit, which some of them are. This one's a fairly short one. Looks pretty safe, except for this area down here. So we can see who gets to this area first. Down we go, down through the vortex. Looks like it's Voodoo Dog out in front. Followed by Sorbicol. Here comes Voodoo Dog, Sorbicol, Mad Hat Ravendesk coming straight through around the loop. It's all very, very sedate so far. Oh, no, it's not. There goes Sorbicol. There's going to be some more carnage down around here. Sorbicol is the first one gone. Who else is going to get smacked by that thing? Mad Hat Ravendesk out in front. Voodoo Dog coming in behind. Straight through into the danger zone. And out. Farewell. Tiny Mutant Squid, Voodoo Dog's gone. Hugh David skipped ahead. Original Intent has now been skipped out. Elephant Man got through. Now, who's going to win? Everyone's falling off from this thing when they hit those things. Okay, Sithel actually got the score here. I've got no idea who's going to win this. Guy Bellaby, Maladroit, ZXM, Veering Games, Goes to Show, Lewis, Nasfo. Now, if there's a tie, and this is quite likely, this could actually happen this turn around. If there is a tie, we have a playoff for one race between those two players. But I'll still put everyone in there. Whoever scores first out of those two players will win the prize. Okay, so that's how we do it. If there's a draw, not that we've ever had one actually. Oh, Dom UK, God, you've been slow in every race, but you do finish. You are a finisher. So Blomman saying, I love hearing Daz pronounce my username, which should sound like blow your mind. Okay. Right. Okay. So that's yeah. Sorry about that. I do mispronounce things a lot. Final results. That's not what we're going to be looking at. We want to finish the Grand Prix, and we'll see who the winner actually is. We've got no idea. We'll have a look at the numbers in through here as well. So third place, Guy Bellaby. Okay. So now it could be a three-way tie. You never know. Second place is Naz FOE. So who is the winner? The winner for today is, at this point in time, until we just check the scores, double check the scores, is Tiger Russ. Okay, Tiger Russ was actually up there before, so I didn't see where Tiger Russ finished in this one. Potentially, congratulations. Let's just go and click on this one. Yeah, clear winner, 30 points. So Tiger Russ, congratulations. If you can send me an email, please, at ChatTactic. I'll just write this in. And tactic.com. So if you can please send me an email to daz@daztactic.com, I will send you the key, and please let me know if it works or doesn't work. Because as I say, I've had it for a long period of time. So if it doesn't work, I'll have to get you a different game. So just let me know. Anyway, I'll leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching. Again, a fun session. I'm sorry I wasn't very well prepared before I started today. But we still muddle our way through. I feel like I've missed something that I should have actually mentioned, but I can't think of what it actually is. I think it's all covered. I've gone through the stuff I'm playing. Please feel free to join me on Twitch if you're wanting to. I'll be doing Age of Wonders content for the next week or so. On Fridays, I'll do a Fortress Friday on Twitch as well. I will actually try to bring those games across onto back into YouTube as well. So I'll try to sort of make sure that I end up with regular Dwarf Fortress content moving forward. Anyway, there we go. So.